actually is concerned.
All right. Hello, my lovely, lovely viewers. I'm not entirely sure who we've got here as we just kicked it off, but I wanted to welcome you really quick to session number 42 of Unlikely Heroes, our Dungeons and Dragons game that we stream here on Twitch and play via Roll20 and our Discord server. Thank you for joining us. It's been a hell of a haul so far. It's been a lot of fun with the crew being in Underhill. I think we've got some pretty neat things going on tonight. Well, we'll see what these guys do. I always assume that we've got neat things going on, and then we flash forward 5 sessions and we've role played 100% of the time, which I am not bitching about. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome thing to have in a group. So, very quickly, please remember that I do not pay a whole lot of attention to chat while we do this. Actually, I have literally just realized I was so busy today I didn't even turn on. I didn't do anything with my damn stream elements. So you guys might see a couple of weird messages pop up until I can get them turned off. So I apologize about that. But we're gonna take care of that right now. Anyways, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to chat. So I apologize about that. However, we do we do have the crew and the group join us in chat every so often. So if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, you can address it to them. Or if you want to talk to me about something, you can always jump in our Discord server and ask questions there, or kind of follow us there. All right, so we're going to dive into a very quick recap, and then we are going to get straight into the meat and potatoes of the game. All right, here we go. Okay, so very quick recap from last session number 41. So, last session we had picked up right at the tail end of the conversation that had happened between Doc and Ree. With the priestess in the temple of Garl Glittergold. Prior to you guys leaving there, she offered you the option to purchase anything that you might be interested in, especially since she now had, an acolyte and an initiate, well, at least in her own mind, under the same roof. So she told you a little bit about what she had available, as you actually did explain that you were there to kind of look into the issue with the mines and that you were going to go meet up with your friends. She told you that she had some revivify scrolls, she had some healing potions, things of the sort, and then something caught your your attention. She said she had an ivory goat. And through some questioning, simple questioning, it was learned that, yes, she had a figurine of wondrous power that was the ivory goat. And when activated, it would transform into a dire goat, or a giant goat that was rideable for 24 hours. And anytime you used it, it would use a charge off of the 24 hours. And then after the 24 hours had been used up, regardless of how long it took, it was inert for 1 week. So you guys, I mean, didn't even think twice. Which actually is funny. That's the one thing I thought you were going to leave behind. You were going to take all the healing potions and revivify scrolls, and you guys walked away with only the goat.
Talking about the wrong two people here, I think. I mean,
True,
at least speaking for Rhea, at least.
Yeah, no, I mean, Doc is usually pretty responsible, but when Rhea wants something, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, and not just that, but you had all the money, so you were like, well, yeah, what the fuck is a couple thousand gold? I mean, it's a... Did you hear this woman? She said it was a giant goat. So you purchased Chosa. You then left. We cut away to Grey and Aurora, who had just approached the Ore Master's fortress. There's a little bit of roleplay outside with one of the guards. You kind of eyed them up. The place was very, very well fortified. Outside, there was 4 crossbowmen on the lower level. You could tell that there were some, more than likely, riflemen, or what they referred to as barrelmen in dwarf society, that were up in the towers above the fortress. And then there was a shitload of spearmen, spear guard, that were down in front of the fortress as well. You guys were granted access to speak with the Ore Master, who was very, very polite and well put together, though you could tell that he had a hell of a temper, because you found a couple of topics that he started to snap at, but then quickly and professionally pulled himself back into some sort of sense of professionalism. Anyways, you guys had a conversation with him, got some information about the iron mines, about what his experience was and what his primary issues were. He gave you all of the prices of the per head bounty, plus told you that you would be given 2 magic items if you could completely eradicate, whether it be kill or scare away, whatever it happens to be, the creatures that were down there. So you took that information, thanked him, and then you shamelessly fucking plugged the Bard's performance that would be coming up in the following Monday. And although you didn't succeed the way you wanted to succeed, you did succeed in spending 10 gold from your bounties, paid out before it even reaches you, in order to hang flyers around the town with your information listed upon it. And he agreed to do that for you and sent his scribes to work. So flash forward a little bit, you guys moved forward from there back to the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn, where you sat down, had a brief conversation with each other before Rhea and Doc entered. Then, for what was honestly one of the most wonderful full hours of roleplay in my entire D&D history, seeing the excitement in your tiny minds as you showed off your fucking goat was absolutely awesome. It was at that point that Grey removed Jot, because Jot was talking about the goat and actually knew its name, and it wanted to pet the goat or be near the goat. So Grey just put Jot on Chosa, at which point Jot dematerialized and infused itself into what was once Chosa and is now Josa. At that point, there was a little hilarity with the goat obviously gaining some of the qualities from Jot, that being its blue hue and its horrific voice. So after that debacle, you collected Josa and you moved to the back room, where you guys had another conversation, this time in private, regarding Doc's professional life. professional world. And she kind of explained to you that, yeah, there are some things that, needed to be known about her, but she couldn't tell you all the information. But what she did tell you was essentially that with the people and entities that she is working with and or for now, it guarantees that what has already happened to 2 of your party members via Doc will not happen to any of you unless it is from Doc. And whether that was comforting or fucking horrifying, I don't know. Take it as you will. But that's where we were. So we're going to pick up today, guys. It is going to be Wednesday, the 18th of Mugem at 6 p.m. This is us saying quote-unquote 6 p.m. and then I'm assuming flashing forward until tomorrow morning, but you guys do it however the fuck you want. So that's where we're going to pick up. Really quick session experience. So your roleplay was phenomenal across the board. That was another 600 experience for roleplay. The Grey and Aurora roleplay as you were going to and from the Ore Master's fortress was fucking awesome. I actually hadn't seen those 2 characters roleplay with that level of depth. And I'm thinking particularly about the comment about the gem, and then kind of like a shunning of the gem, and then later on, a favor was like haphazardly and like inadvertently called in, so the gem got given back anyway. It was just wonderful. So there's 400 XP for that, and
agreeing to something without knowing. What do you think I am?
I mean, that's a pretty fair point.
Worth a shot.
And then the funniest fucking comment of the evening, which 2 weeks in a row came from Aurora, and that was laughter moisture. So that's another 50 XP for that. Oh, it was ridiculous.
I forgot about that. Oh, now I remember.
So it was 1,050 XP for everyone last week. Another non-combat session, and you guys net over 1,000 XP, which was awesome. So that puts Grey at 19,390, Aurora at 19,128, and Doc and Ree at 21,228. So we're coming up very close here to level 7. Just so you guys know, it's 23,000 to level 7. And
I'm
sorry, go ahead. What's up, Lucy?
I put it in the wrong slot. I accidentally added to add. Can you send me the number again?
Oh yeah, so it's so your total is 19,390.
Yeah, thank you. Because I'm level 8 now. Because I accidentally had.
Oh
Yeah,
no, don't do that, sir.
I've done that before.
It's like we go into combat and I'm like, wait a minute, how the fuck does Grey have 79 HP? When the fuck did that happen? I thought he had like 13. Oh god, I'm level 11. Yeah, you might not even see that at level. Actually, what is your HP? Oh no, you won't see that at level 8. Honestly, I don't think you'll see that until probably level 13 or 14, dude, with your con. Okay. All right, so that's all I've got. Any questions? Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and get the maestro going here. And that is where we'll pick up. So, you guys have just finished your conversation regarding the situation with Doc and Doc's employers, or Doc's, we'll just say Doc's professional life. So, what would you guys like to do? And just, sorry, really quick before we start, just for the record, I do have a note here that Aurora's tooth and a pelt, a very large pelt, actually possibly multiple pelts, are in room number 6 next to the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kicked Doc out of her room because it was like, fine, we're leaving them behind. Yeah, no. Priority.
Kat, also your audio quality is super freaking clear. Whatever you're doing, it's working.
Wonderful. Now let's hope the connection stays.
Yes.
If no one has something else, Grey would kind of chime in. As lovely as this conversation was, can I borrow the key to the storage, to our, in quotation marks, storage room?
Why?
I want to put some stuff away. There is a chest there, right?
Suspicious look. Chest's full.
That's the truth,
I'll
actually.
toss
The
it.
chest is full.
However, with visible softening, we do have the chests under the beds here. I'm sure we could probably bring some more into the other room if we want to keep everything double locked.
Yeah, and just for reference, there under every single bed there is a trunk that's about 6 feet long. It can hold quite a bit of shit.
I wasn't planning on sleeping in there anymore.
Also, really quick, you guys had requested this last week. Here you are. This is a map of Underhill.
Thank you.
Just for your own reference, you should be able to pull it up now.
No labels. Who made this map? Come on.
Do you need to go tuck in the tooth, Aurora, or?
Tuck in the two.
Yeah, singing a lullaby.
It's already heard all of the set sail for ale.
I was gonna say there's
There's
some pretty good goblin ones out there though. Like the ogre comes at night. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
What I was
Want me to sing it for you?
later. What I was thinking is that we should
She doesn't want to fall
probably
asleep right now
set watches here.
because of the toe thing. Yeah, that's probably not a good
Just
idea.
because of the toe thing.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking concerning. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I tried asking around about that earlier, and nobody knew anything about it.
Nobody will. They won't.
Nobody will say
Did
anything.
you?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you say, hey, do you have any idea who snuck into my room and tied things to my toes? Because that's gonna
Yeah.
be a really different response than you think. And it's
Well,
not.
what am I supposed to do? I'm asking about why is something's attached to my toe. How am I supposed to ask about the weather?
I'm pretty sure I got blamed for that, so I don't think anybody's suspicious.
But anyway, we should probably keep guard. Yes, Bart, if you want to put stuff in there, there's not going to be space in the chest, but there is space in the room since Doc won't be sleeping there.
I'll tuck it into her bed.
I mean, apparently Doc won't be sleeping there.
You already said that you wanted to stay close.
I do, especially in light of. So I will say I don't anticipate we're gonna get another visit. Just knowing how things operate, I don't anticipate we'll get another visit. The message is delivered, but in more ways than one. However, not a bad idea anyway. Who wants to? I mean, it's only 6, so maybe we hang out for a little bit, have dinner, a few drinks.
I think I'm good on drinks for a little while.
Are you still
Still
enjoying
smoking,
it?
by the way.
Smoke is probably still.
Sorry, what was the question?
Am I still smoking out of my mouth?
No, not anymore. You are feeling a little tipsy still, but you're definitely not smoking out of the mouth.
I probably should use some bread or something though.
Yeah,
Did we
maybe.
end up filling you guys in on what happened with the Ore Master?
Oh yeah. What? How is he? Is he nice?
That's actually a really
Is
good
he a
point.
dick?
Well,
Basically.
he's a dwarf, so he's
I've
dwarf
met
like.
some nice dwarves. Beaufort was a nice guy.
Yeah, Beaufort through gnomes.
He was
Oh wait,
very,
is that a bad thing?
It's a bad. He almost threw you.
Yeah, I asked him to.
Yeah, but it's not good. It's not good. I think you're right, but it's not good. No, okay, so what did he have to say though?
So, Ore Master Anvilrock. The long and short of it is, firstly, he's a pompous, arrogant ass with an ego the size of an ogre. But that ended up being decently helpful, surprisingly. He's gonna allow us access to the mines. Offer a bounty. So, and she's gonna kind of visibly think back. And then it... What's that?
Sorry, I think you did mention they said we can take things that weren't there before.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes. Not things that were already in the mine.
Yep, and we're going to, he's going to make sure that more people want to go and see the show on Monday.
hope you're ready to tell a story, Gray, because you talked this up a lot. What story are you telling exactly?
Well, the story everyone wants to hear. The story about the giant tooth that we currently have locked up in, I guess, that runesmith.
Well, where are you beginning it then? Are you beginning it when you first met us? Are you beginning it when with the crash in the above the grove? Are you?
Yeah, why don't you practice on us?
Yeah, no,
I'll be honest.
Yep, and
we still
just
have a
make
few
sure
days.
you're not going to give any particularly sensitive details.
No, it'll just be from when Nightbreeze gave us the task, or from when we set out.
Could be interesting. So we're going to the mines tomorrow morning then, first thing?
I think that's a good idea. I think the sooner we know what we're up against, the sooner we... But I do think we should buy some Revivify scrolls, at least one. Maybe two. They're expensive, but she was willing to give us a discount.
We can afford a goat. We can afford 2 scrolls.
Hey,
Right, exactly.
that goat is gonna pay for itself so many times over.
It will. I regret nothing.
Absolutely not. Best purchase of my life.
It does bring up some practical questions, though. Like, if the goat is hurt, what happens? If the goat is killed, what happens?
How dare.
Nothing will ever. I will never let anything happen to this goat. That is not even an option. But
Well, then,
you're
that
right.
is-
I don't know what happens if it gets hurt.
Actually, I do have a really important question, though. Ree, now that we went... I mean, how are you feeling about going into combat? Because if you're not all in, I don't know how we'll fare.
Well, I mean, I can fight, but I don't know if I can finish. You know.
Will you be mad if somebody else takes care of that part?
I don't think I'd be able to do it. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna exactly stop anybody else from doing it. I don't think, but I'm not. I don't think I'd be. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. And it's just something I think that we needed to make sure we were aware of, because we definitely have 2 ogres out there somewhere with headaches right now.
Yeah.
you know the things that we're going to find in these mines are going to want to kill us, and your hesitation could end up with your friends getting hurt.
I know.
I have a feeling that I know you, Ree. If you see, well, think back to the conversation we had about us, you and me. If you're willing to do that for us, then I know that if it comes down to it, you'll do what needs to be done.
I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can. That's the best I can I can say. I'll absolutely protect all of you to the best of my abilities. But if it comes to having to kill something with my own hands, it might take me a moment. And I know I've been there plenty of times, and that moment could mean life or death for anybody else, even me. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm not worried. Because you're strong as fuck, boy.
Fuck yeah. Hashtag strong as fuck, boy. But let's be clear. I'm not going to let any of you get hurt if I can help it. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
And I will heal everybody to the best of my ability. Again, with the Revivify Scrolls, I can't call upon the powers of Garl to do that myself yet. So there's a chance it could still fail. That's why I kind of want to have two. Just on the off chance we need them. If we don't, then down the road, you know, if we need them, we have them. If not, we sell them when I retire. So
You retiring sounds
Are
very
those
unlikely.
the scrolls? Are those the scrolls that I was supposed to read when our dwarf friend
yes,
fell
yes,
horrifically?
yeah. It's not an easy one to read, is it?
Pretty sure that there was a misprint on that scroll that I read. Obviously, it's a long
I'm
scroll.
sure. I'm sure it wasn't your fault.
That's
Wait,
what it
could
was.
that happen with you if you read it?
It shouldn't. So I don't. Okay. I kind of had this knowledge like punched into my brain when all of the changes happened.
That
But-
sounded like it hurt.
Yeah, it hurt like in a good way.
I mean, your body was torn to itty bitty pieces, right?
Yeah, my spirit was. And then all this
Buddy,
knowledge
yes.
flooded into my brain. But from what I understand of it, because it's something I can do eventually, it shouldn't be too tough. But since I can't do it now, it's just still kind of a struggle because I'm using the assistance of the scroll to kind of be like, hey girl, look at this. Instead of me just being, yeah. Instead of just me being like, I'm doing this thing in the name of Carl. So I think it should be okay.
So the short answer is there's still a chance that it can go wrong.
I mean, if you're looking at the glass half empty, I guess, yeah.
You know what? We have traveled together for I don't want to think about how long.
Like weeks.
Like
So
2
long.
whole weeks.
Small eternity. And we've had people shush. We've had people come and go. And I think that we complement each other. I think that if I'm going to be stuck with anyone, I think that I'm glad that it's you lot.
Doc actually looks like she's gonna tear up for a second. And then
I don't think I've ever heard you compliment anybody. Wait, is that not what you meant?
I complimented the bard for being nice and target shaped.
that's true.
I think that's a compliment.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Well, Aurora,
And she's made that promise happen. Compliment happen.
What does that have to do with hanging around each other, though? Compliment. What, like, you have nice hair, therefore we should, well,
no, there's compliment with an I and there's compliment with an E.
Can you
Compliment-
translate it into goblin?
In Goblin, I'll say compliment, but I'll say it like in Goblin so that it translates across. And then I'll say it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly.
oh, right, I see now, yes, okay, thank you. Oh, compliment. Fuck,
She's got
yeah,
it.
all right, I know what you mean. Yep, that makes sense now, thanks.
Aurora, I definitely feel that way too. Even though I've killed half the party, I did it.
Over half.
No, I didn't kill
Means there's room
myself.
for improvement.
I'm
But-
pretty sure that counts as you killing yourself.
No,
With
me
aid.
getting-
You had help.
Oh, great. So will you?
Oh, yeah, technically you killed yourself, yeah.
How did we get here? I thought we were talking about how it's happy things and glad that we're friends.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes. So we should definitely get food in you, Ree, before you go to sleep. And then maybe we all just rest. We can do the shifts. Maybe going to bed a little early won't be a bad thing.
The other thing is I want to. This is the first time that we've actually had the vaguest idea of what the hell we're going to be walking into. We could potentially make a plan.
Bats, rats, ogres, and the weird blue creatures.
Oh, wait.
Bart.
Do we have like a map of the mines?
That's a good idea.
That'd be helpful.
I don't think we have one, but maybe someone does. Maybe the ore master.
Yeah, we could always ask. Do we
I guess-
also? Is there any way we could get some sort of magical defense against, the fear bullshit that they're going to be?
Leave that to me. I am able to strengthen our resolve.
Maybe we are going to get a sneak peek of the story ahead of time. All right.
Are you gonna tell this part of the story on Monday?
Maybe it depends on what happens.
Like if you die or not, or
If I die or not, yes.
Ah. okay. Well, I'll get food and bring it here. That way we can just kind of hang out here, and then, or maybe I'll go ask them to bring it here. I guess.
Who has the goat? You or Ree?
Reed.
I have the goat.
Okay.
Name is Josa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Josa.
No summon the goat in here.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask.
Whoa.
Stop hitting
Well,
yourself.
take that goat out of your hand, so help me.
Don't shoot the goat.
Yo, no.
So Doc will
Not big enough.
go to the counter and ask, is there any way we could have dinner just brought into our room or to our room and we can bring it in instead of eating out here?
So just for the record, there is already food on the table.
Oh.
And
It's been
food.
food here the whole time.
Yeah, not much, like bread and apples and fruit and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But each night that you've stayed here, which is only one night, food was brought in for you.
Oh, perfect.
So
Okay, so I wouldn't even bother then, since we know it's
Okay.
gonna happen. Okay, so I guess we'll wait for dinner, hang out, and eat. Doc will try to make sure that Rhea's mostly, like, sober. She can still be buzzed, but she wants to make sure she's mostly sober before we go to bed so she doesn't wake up hungover. We need you at your best.
I've done this before. It's fine.
I was there the morning after the last time that you drank that.
Isn't that
When
fun?
I can take care of any potential hangover ahead of time, I think.
I don't want to ruin her fun. I just want her to drink a lot of water before she goes to sleep.
Yeah, that's
Anyway. So can I have the key, please? Storage.
let's go for a walk.
Okay. Also, Jot wanted to speak to me before the whole fusion with goat thing.
You
May I
want me
borrow-
to bring Josa out?
Not in here.
Not out, no. I'll bring her out later to see if I can speak with Jot. So may I have the goat? I'll give her back. Unharmed.
Doc is watching, like, with bated breath to see what happens between these two right now.
I'll teach
Where are
her
you
the
going?
name.
Where, how long will you be gone? When will you be back?
That depends on the 30 minutes.
You better be. Don't you
Wrap
fucking
around.
lose. Don't you fucking lose her.
It's kind of difficult to lose a goat.
Well, she's small and hand size right now, but if she was like giant goat size, then yeah. But wait, are you gonna bring her out?
Yeah, I probably will. Because I can't talk to the statue. Has the statue talked to you?
Not yet.
Have you tried to talk to Josa?
Well, I tried to put it to my ear to see if I heard anything, but I didn't really hear anything. Wait, Josa? Hello?
remains cold and still.
No. Yeah, I think she can only talk when she's a full goat.
Do we have to feed her?
But
Do we have to feed her?
I would say that's a really good fucking question. Anybody who has proficiency in Arcana, give me an Arcana check. And I already know the answer. Nobody here has fucking proficiency in Arcana, so
Does half proficiency count?
half proficiency. What the fuck does that mean?
It's a bard thing.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. You got Jack of all
Jack of
trades,
all
don't
trades,
you?
yeah.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, Lucy. That's a good point. That's actually a really good
I'm kinda
fucking
good
point.
at it. I'm not super good at it.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two. Not sure where I heard it, but I heard it from a guy.
It's superstitious, but yeah.
yeah.
Oh, hey, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
19. So, yeah, Lucy, you're pretty familiar with sentient magical objects, and they do not require food or water to exist in their current magical state.
Would that include like when they're brought out, or?
Yes. Yeah, because they're still infused with that magic power, even in the bigger state. Just because they go, turn into something else. Like that's the magic, is to just jump back and forth.
And then I guess Gray will kind of think for a bit on that question and then go, no, I don't think so, but I'll ask Joseph for you just in case.
All right, I'm gonna hand you Josa, and I swear to Garl, if anything happens to her, I will drive your ass into the ground like a fucking nail, and then it's over between us. Understand me?
Understood.
Doc's just nodding. Like,
So as the transfer officially happens from Ree to the palm of Gray, there is this just the tiniest static shock that jolts both of you just for a moment, and then it stops.
He loved that trick. He really does love that trick. Anyway, storage room.
I will go over to the storage room.
Guess Gray will saunter on with. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Saunter?
Yeah, saunter. I
Yeah,
like
right.
chanter though. Maybe we should just throw the H in there. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. You're a bard. You can make up whatever fucking words you want, man.
shamble and saunter at once. Shouldn't
Yeah.
exist, but it does.
Mark. Saunter.
All right. So as you two exit, coming down the hall, you see the tavern owner, and he's carrying a tray of food. He passes you and kind of dips his head. Good afternoon to you. Come back quickly. I've got hot stew for you.
Hear that, bard? Drop your shit fast. I'm hungry.
All right, so he comes into the room. He puts the plates down, bowls, pretty much a big serving platter. There's like a mini pot of stew that he sets in the middle. Bread all around, big slabs of butter. He turns and he kind of bows, and he exits and goes back to the bar.
Doc will nod her head, and then after he leaves, she'll say, "Listen, Ree, if anything happens to her, I got it."
I mean, I don't mean to sound mean here, but I'm pretty effective at driving people into the ground.
You
with nails.
definitely are. You definitely are. But
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't want you to have to do it.
Yeah. It'll be my pleasure.
I won't even charge you.
Do you have a rate?
I don't know yet.
All right, so room number 6. So Aurora unlocks the door, pops it open. There's a single candle lit on the table in the room. Just as Aurora said, sure as shit, that trunk is so full with pelts right now, it actually can't fit back under the bed. But it's full. There is also a very large tooth lying very near it. Lucy, what are you doing?
I guess he'll kind of take out like a bunch of clothes that he had from a while back, and just kind of, I guess, tuck them next to the bed.
Okay, and what is it that you're dumping from your character sheet?
It just says clothes common.
Okie dokie.
So I guess I'll remove that.
When I set stuff down temporarily like this, I just change the quantity to 0 so I can tell what I'm missing and need to pick up again.
Yep,
That's
that's a
what I
very
do.
good point.
Okay, I'll do that. That's a good idea.
Okay,
you.
anything else?
Yeah, I guess Gray is gonna turn over to Aurora and go, so you can stay and listen to me talk to a goat, or you can go have some food.
How helpful is your little sparking friend?
I don't know yet. He said he wanted to talk, but half the time it's Not much.
Does he usually have arcane answers?
Not him, no.
Okay.
He's had a few helpful tips. Did you know he speaks Goblin?
He can translate. That's
Yes.
useful. Should see
Well,
if he can
first we have to see if the goat can translate, or if I can, talk to him specifically.
Just don't get too attached to the goat, please.
No, we have 2 that's already. 2.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, I'll go with you, if only so I can, watch your back. Someone's got to.
Okie doke. I think Gray will then just kind of put down the statue, and
Was you doing it in here?
well, yeah. Where else
This
would
is
you
not a
want
big
to?
room.
So,
It was a big goat. Do you really
you're
want
like
to
half a
smell?
creature.
Do you want to smell like goat for the next month? 'Cause that's what's gonna happen if you get goat ass shoving you against this wall.
Well, no, I'm putting the face this way. The ass will be that way.
Why don't we go outside?
And have more people stare at the talking goat.
Having looked at the goat before, how big of a big ass goat was this thing?
It's about the size of a riding horse.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it would be better if we're outside. Besides, they're dwarves. What the fuck do we care? Just incorporate it into find out the reason why next week on Monday. You can spit it.
Alright, fine, if you feel so strongly about it.
Want to get trapped in here by a goat you can't figure out how to scream properly at to get it to disappear.
It's true, you guys did not ask about the password.
Yeah. I figured we heard it enough when we did it like twice.
Let's see if you can do it.
We'll find out. Anyway, so I guess we'll head outside.
Okay. So you pick the statue back up. You walk outside of the tavern. You kind of go around the back. Actually, Aurora, you sat outside this place for a while, so I'm assuming you did some scoping out. You know kind of like where the stables are, and to stay away from where they actually have their horses and pack oxen to not spook the shit out of them. Kind of take them around the back way, like the actual back way, like where they toss the buckets of shit back way. And you get back there, and now it's pretty empty for the most part. There are, person here or there kind of like passing through alleys, but there's not a lot of people, and there's plenty of space for Josa to safely animate in this space.
Also, I am making sure that room is, as locked and secured. I'm not
Understood.
stepping away from this room without it being secured.
Yep, understood.
Isn't this a little bit better space? Watch your step. But
Yeah,
beyond,
you were complaining about the goat smell? Come on.
I mean, we bunked next to Ray for how many weeks? Not that much worse.
Like
That's
a week and a half.
a valid point. Yeah.
No, I'm saying weeks and weeks.
I mean, you
That's
did
no-
recently take a bath, but before that,
Yeah, I didn't know she knew how to do that.
I don't think she did.
She ate this up.
That's fair. Do you know how to make this thing happen?
Well, yes, but I want to experiment some as well. So I think Gray will kind of tap on like his little hand drum that he always has on like his belt, and using minor illusion, I think it's called. Let me just make sure. Yeah, minor illusion. He'll like imitate Ree's scream.
Oh, okay. That's a really good fucking...
Also,
Okay,
I'm gonna put some
give me a sec.
distance between me and him in case goat problems happen.
Alright, bear with me for 1 sec, Lucy. Because that was a very good idea.
It was.
Okay, make a performance check for me, please.
Okay, okay. I don't have a good history with these, but let's go. Yeah.
If you only have to roll an 11 to get a 20, then you're doing all right. Okay, so you slap on the ham drum, and as you pull your hand forward, you open your mouth, and this sound pours out of your mouth, though you don't strain your vocal cords at all. And the statuette springs into existence, and in front of you stands the mighty form of a very vibrantly blue, glowing, and blue-haired Josa, and it looks around with almost lightning-like speed, like it's looking at things that aren't even there around it, almost in a kind of a crazy manner, but it looks towards you again.
Hello, Josa.
Master? Oh, Flipper Master!
Hi, John. I guess that means... So
No, John! Josa now!
Okay, so I guess that means that you remember.
Is this audible?
Oh yeah, it's speaking common.
Weird. Okay, in that case, I'm going to keep an eye on anyone who's paying too much attention while this conversation's happening.
Understood. Give me a perception check, please.
That was so close to being a nat 20. I'm distracted by the weird as fuck goat.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's really weird.
It stands there and stares at you, kind of awaiting.
So, before, I guess when we were talking to the runesmith, I was talking about getting a tattoo when you said I shouldn't, and that you talked to me later about that.
Yes!
Well, what did you have to say? Bah.
I only have secrets from my master!
Sorry, can you say that again?
I only have secrets for my master, and you gave me away.
No, you asked to join the goat.
And you put me on! You gave me away! Deal's done! Just win!
Do you need me to turn this thing into goat stew?
No, I'd rather not be dragged through any corpse
As you
direct
say
to the
that,
ground.
it glares down at you, and you see electricity start to crackle from its eyes.
You wouldn't try, half-breed! I know what you are! I smell you! I tell every dwarf in town!
And that's enough.
Master's thoughts tell me many things!
He's gonna
Slowly reach for
immediately
an arrow.
slap on the drum and make Josa go away.
And as you do so, he continues to talk. He
And I tell you another thing!
into a little tiny
Did we
statuette.
just meet the big bad of this campaign?
I think we bought it for 1,000 gold.
No, you made it with 1,000 gold and the thoughts of the evil party member.
Oh no.
One of the evil party members.
It's not even our fault.
When this thing goes away, she's still, half reached for the quiver. She just looks capital L at Gray.
He's gonna be like, once again, his hand is in his head, trying to cover up a headache. Great. It's even more annoying now. And he'll, scoop it up and go, we'll go talk. Oh, gonna give this back to Ree. Faster I get rid of it, the better.
We could always leave it in the mines, throw it into a pit, smash it.
Do that after you borrow it from Ree.
I mean, we've got it now. We could have been attacked horrifically. I'm sure you could spin some sort of tale about that, and we could get rid of this problem once and for all.
And have the goblin quite literally tear through this town? No, thank you.
Gray,
I'd
as
at least like to last till Monday.
Gray, as you are having this conversation and you're kind of reeling in your head and going through the motions and the thoughts, like, oh great, what the fuck do I do now? This fucking thing was reading my thoughts. I was literally, we could hear each other. It's not good. You see behind Aurora, along the wall of the tavern, a shadow slowly drift up the wall and materialize before you. Two large, ironically goat-like horns creep back from the head of the shadow-like creature. And in a moment you hear,
Ah, yes. Mr. Grave, you found yourself in a bit of a pickle again, have you not?
Hardly call a talking goat much of a pickle. But yes, it is a conundrum.
If you would like, Mr. Grey, as I finally have freedom to speak with you now that that pesky Quasit is no longer part of your psyche, I can help you make this little problem go away. Not for good, of course. I'm not like your tabaxi friend. This would simply be a trick of the mind.
Hey, knowing Gray, I think he'd, without like much of a second thought, Gray would be like, yes, please.
Also, can
Although
I
try not to harm the goat.
no, you hear nothing. This is happening all telepathically.
Sweet.
Wonderful, Mr. Grey. Just remember, keep your mind clear so you and I can converse once in a while. I did truly miss you, Mr. Grey.
I knew he was blocking you out. I would have tried getting rid of him sooner.
The shadow at this point kind of turns into this weird amorphous blob and then just kind of drips back into the ground and vanishes. I need a wisdom saving throw from Aurora.
Oh, oh no.
She ain't very wise.
Mid-range? Is it gonna kick over? It's a 13. There we go.
So, Gray, as you're standing there, you're just kind of like, what the fuck is about to go down? Aurora, you're talking. You were probably still, I would assume, in the midst of like, yo, what the fuck are we gonna... We can toss this thing, literally, we can throw it down a hole in a mine, and that's just... That's what we can do with it. Suddenly, you freeze. You don't realize that you have frozen. Gray, you see both of her eyes, where the iris is, begin to glow purple, and she freezes in place, and her jaw goes slack. You come to a moment later, Aurora and Gray. About a minute goes by. Nah, not a minute, not a full minute, probably like 30 seconds. And Aurora, here is the last thing you remember. The goat was summoned. You couldn't understand a word it was saying because it was speaking in some infernal language that made absolute nonsense to you. With the flick of a wrist, Gray banished it into a small ivory figurine, turned to you and said, I can't understand anything this damn thing is saying to me, at least not right now, but I think I know somebody who can. It'll take a couple weeks to get a hold of them. Don't worry about it for now. To which you agreed, okay, let's go see our friends. And, yeah, Lucy, she just stands there kind of looking at you. The purple fades, you come back to, and the very last bit was you had just said, let's go see our friends. Maybe not the word friends, let's go see our companions.
Yeah. I think he'll kind of like turn to Aurora and go, well, come on.
Alright, but as long as we don't have to spend the week here, I'm good with it.
Oh, I'm hopefully intend to leave after the story. Or after Reef fights in the pits, whichever one happens later.
sooner we can get out of this place, the better. I am starving.
And it's about that
First one for the
time.
home.
That is about the time that the wafting from the chimneys and the doors, or excuse me, not the doors, the windows that are open back by where you guys are at, actually is near the kitchen. You guys are all of a sudden, as soon as you say, "Oh, I'm starving," you're like, "Holy shit, I really am hungry," as the smell of fish stew begins to pour out of the windows. Like a trout stew with potatoes, you smell leeks and carrots and, oh, just bubbly goodness.
I'll give you a head start. Whatever god you worship sure knows you need it.
One of these days, Bard. One of these days.
Maybe so, but not today.
I'm just gonna move her 25 fucking foot movement ass inside.
She moves quick for a little person, but she's still moving at a little person speed. Okay, so she disappears around the door. Lucy, what do you do?
Gray will
I've
kind of
never-
turn to where his shadow was and go, and like with a genuine smile, for once he's gonna say, "Glad you're back," and then move on.
All right. So, Ree and Doc, were you two doing anything other than pounding food and ale?
I'm talking about killing Rory.
Good conversation.
Yeah, at some point, Doc would have said, I have to tell you that I am really glad that you don't hate me. And I know that I just got you a goat, but I do have something else for you. It's just not ready yet.
Oh, all right. I mean,
Oh, yes,
thank
it is.
you.
Yeah, it is.
Appreciate it.
Okay, actually, well,
Sorry, that was my bad. It is ready. I had a note on it. We didn't talk about it beforehand,
I
but
know,
yes,
we
I have a
usually
note
do.
on it that it is ready.
okay, so, but I do have something else for you. And she'll reach into her backpack, and she'll take out a small metal and wooden box and place it on the table. And she'll say, "It's really easy to open because I know sometimes you struggle with these things." And she'll slide it across the table.
No, that was a magic box.
It was. This one's not magic.
Okay. But what is it?
Open it.
Yeah, she'll open it.
So as the lid opens, there's a little tinking sound, like a song, and you can hear the chorus of Sail for Ale. And there's a little white, or a little rabbit, like a carved rabbit, that is spinning around on the inside. So the music box.
I love it. This is awesome. Does it? How long? How does it work? Is it booyah? What is it?
No, it's
Clockwork.
gears, and it's like clock. Like you've seen clocks, right? It's like the inside of clocks, but I made it do this instead.
Oh, I love it. This is cool. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna keep this. Where it's not gonna get smashed though. They'll try.
Point.
I could probably just leave it here when we go into the mines. I think. Well, no.
Yeah.
Fuck. I want to keep it with me.
Well, I thought, I could always carry it for you if you want. It's been in my backpack, but I thought it would be good for, like, all those times that you really have a hard time after you're done raging to kind of bring you back. I know that you use bunnies, so,
Doc, make a nature check for me, please.
holy crap.
Wow, it's really fucking good for. So as you're and I give you this because you're doing this through your knowledge of gnomish culture, and a lot of gnomes, when they do their tinkering stuff, they don't obviously want their shit to get broken. So what they do is they actually reinforce, or they render it with a sap called iron seed oil. So just as you're saying, yeah, I don't know what you're going to do with it, it kind of comes to you like, oh, if we cure it with ironseed oil, it will become immune to regular damage. Not magical, but normal stuff.
And is that something that I'm going to have to obtain, or something I have that I could?
No, you do not. You absolutely 100%
Okay.
do not have it. It is a little pricey, but it's not hard to find. It's a common thing in most places because especially in like bigger cities, or in places that are a little bit rough around the edges, even tavern keeps will like cure their tables with ironseed oil so that if a bar fight breaks out, people aren't smashing their shit nonstop. You know, they put it in their tavern rooms, even on like bedposts, so that if they have like a particularly large fella or lady sleeping there, it doesn't fuck up the frame.
Okay. Well, I do actually, you know, I'm not a very good practical gifter. I kind of like to give things to people that I think is going to make them really excited without thinking about it. But, you know, now that you mention that, there is something that I might even be able to get here in the tavern. It's called ironseed oil. If I cover that, you know, if I kind of make that part of this, it might make it so you can even just tie it to your belt, so you can have it. It won't be protect against magic, but at least against if you get smacked or something. Not that that happens very often.
Surprisingly, it doesn't actually happen all that often. Get kind of lucky sometimes, but yeah,
You're strong
that,
as fuck boy.
that's strong as fuck boy. Yeah, that does. Yeah, no, I love it. That's a fantastic idea.
What the fuck is this
Thank you
bullshit?
for this. It does mean a lot.
It ain't no fucking pumpkin.
Just like kind of just like watch it play for a little while.
And it's like
It is really impressive. Like, Ree has more than likely never seen anything quite like this. It is like it should be booyah.
Mesmerizing, yeah.
It is very mesmerizing.
And it's like a slower version of the chorus, so that it is more like a tinking of a music box. And Doc, like, legitimately looks pretty pleased with herself.
I mean, the melody doesn't like translate quite as well because it's such a slow song, but I hear it. I definitely hear it. It's nice.
No, you're right. I thought it after I did it, but it was kind of too late because putting all those things, like, she'll start showing how it works. These little things that are sticking up hits on this little metal thing, and that's what makes the sound, but it has to hit just the right time and just the right place. So maybe if I mess with this, I can make it go faster.
Oh no. This is fine. This is fine just like this. I mean, I don't wanna mess with it. Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
I
If I'm
appreciate
being honest, Ree, I started making it as soon as I found out what I had to do. She kind of looks down at her food again and
Yeah.
lets the silence take over. Or I guess the song.
So it's about that time the door opens and in steps a very hungry-looking Aurora, followed very shortly thereafter by, well, Grey.
Sorry, we ate all the food. I ate all the food. Nothing left.
Wonderful, then you can go and get more.
I'm joking. There's still plenty of fucking food.
There's a lot missing, but yeah, there's enough for your tiny belly for sure. Plenty of food.
I don't think I'm capable of eating much at this point, but yeah, yeah, she's going to just immediately go for the table.
Okay. So you sit, you eat. It's delicious. I mean,
If there is
yes.
anything on that table that can be taken for ration type things, just anything that'll last for even like a day or two, I'm gonna check this out because I know we're about to go deal with shit. And I know the mines aren't far, but
Okay.
it's,
Yeah.
you know, old hat.
The only thing that you could really take that would definitely last for like a couple days would be there's a few good hunks of cheese and there's enough bread if you were to gather all of it like right now to feed one person for one day.
Yeah, take a little bit of cheese. It can always be, you know, rat distractions too, and anything also that would go well for that, I would like to take a couple of morsels of and throw it in my now empty salt pouch.
Yeah, absolutely. You can grab I mean, there's a shitload of cheese. Yeah, I mean, you just call it a slab of cheese or a chunk of cheese or whatever the fuck kind of cheese you want. Cheese crumble, shredded cheese, liquid nacho cheese. I don't give a fuck.
Well, nacho
Yeah,
cheese is
queso.
very difficult to bait
Queso.
a rat with.
Yeah, just liquid cheese just on a fucking bait hook.
Get some travel queso in there. Hell yeah.
Oh, God. It's so bad. Hey, y'all got bean dip to go with this? Maybe some naan? Oh, okay, I'm actually grossing myself out, but I'm really hungry. Okay, so, Gray, anything from you?
No, I think he'll just kind of sit down and start eating. Oh, he will slide the goat
Where's
over.
Joseph? There she is. Won't even
And
say
go.
hi, just like, where's Joseph?
Yep, and it looks fine. Goat statuette looks fine. And again, as you pass it over, as you let go of it, Gray, and as you touch it, there is and you guys all hear in the room audibly like a snap, like somebody has just touched a door handle after sliding across a room with new carpet and socks.
That's
Lucy,
oddly specific.
it is, and I am going to ask this follow-up question, and Lucy, I do not mean to be offensive, but my ignorance is my bliss here. Do you guys have carpeted floors in Nigeria? Is this something that you were regularly used to, or was it hardwood or tiled?
We had tiled in Nigeria, but we've had some carpets in South Africa, and well, there's no point in having a carpet in the UAE.
Have you ever experienced a static shock from a carpet? Okay.
Carpet.
All right. I'm sorry. I wanted, and I don't mean offense seriously, but I just thought to myself, wow, this African fella might have never fucking felt a static shock from carpet. It sucks. Okay. All right. So you pass it back over. You guys eat. You have a wonderful meal. What would you like to do?
Maybe we should. I mean, yeah, there's food we can probably like package up here, but maybe we should go into town, grab some rations and
The scrolls.
the scrolls. Yeah.
We should get the scrolls. I do not particularly want to be in the mines overnight. This was mostly just because we know there's going to be a bunch of bats and rats, and I don't know what the hell Shvar eat, but I figure if I start pelting them with cheese, their tiny little groups might be a little confused. And confusion works great for casters.
They are pretty rat-like.
Well, I do truly appreciate that you don't intend to be there overnight. I would like to go back to our very first adventure together, where we thought we were going to be in and out of there, and that is not what happened.
Let me make this very clear. If we start going multiple days into these fucking mines, we're going to have a problem.
I have 4 days, people.
We will have a problem if we do not have rations. You are absolutely right.
Oh yeah, that's true. It needs to be less than 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to be here for your stories.
Right.
Yes, and I would.
I think you cut out there a little bit.
Yeah, it was some robot voice, bud. Man, fuck the UK. We can't hear you, Luce.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now
there
I
you
can
go.
hear you. Hold on. Whatever you just did, do that.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just chalk it up to the UK.
I guess. Nigerian problems in the UK.
Yeah. Right.
Followed you home.
Anyway, I think the only thing I said is I would like some time to practice, so if we can get in and out, as quick as possible.
So, again, just kind of being practical here. Nobody intended for us to be underground as long as we were last time. I just want us to plan for the worst.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt to grab some food.
Let's get some food and keep an eye on the entrance.
There, that's a good idea.
I will
Okay.
not be dying in a dwarven mine.
Imagine the irony in that.
Iron.
Nah, Iron Mine. Ah, I see what you did there.
I think it's time for bed.
Out of character question. I was looking through my inventory again, and how long does what's it called? Gnomish macaroon last?
Until further notice. Gnomish macaroons are actually magically enchanted. They do not go bad. They taste as delicious as the day they came out of the oven.
They do in real life too.
They do. I actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so, for the sake of brevity, I'm not going to have you guys go fucking door to door asking for rations. So, how many rations do you want to buy? They will cost you 5 silver pieces per day of rations. And there's plenty here. It's simple shit. Hardtack, like really hard tack made out of rye base. Jerky, lots of jerky. Good jerky, too. I'm talking like bison jerky. Pork jerky, really good hearty shit. There are no dried fruits or nuts, but definitely a lot of hardtack and jerky.
No
Oh, I actually do have 6 on me right now, so.
I only have 1. 1 meal
Actually,
specifically.
come think of it, that might be enough for a few days we're down there, I suppose.
So you have 1, you have 6.
Yeah, 6 would be a day and a half for the entire party. Lucy said he had 1 meal's worth. So, was that via Gnomish Macaroon, Lucy?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, because the Gnomish Macaroon will actually keep you fed for the entire day. It's just like a good berry.
So maybe we get at least 2 more, so that way we've got 2 days for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 gold piece.
Okay.
Big spenda.
Well, we gotta go.
And just for clarity's sake, that is coming out of Candace's.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever's holding the 2 rations, add it to your inventory.
Rehold my purse.
So we got 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we should be at 8 now, I think.
Brings me up to a total. Stock to a total of 8.
Okay.
Boop, boop. Okay.
We're really gonna have to get in touch with Xavier after this and get that bag he was trying to sell us. I guess we'll also go to the temple and
Okay.
see if we can purchase the Revivify scrolls.
Yes. Does anybody have written down what she told you she was going to charge you for
do.
them? Okay, Candace, what is it? Actually, I'm pretty sure I told you last week. You need to write this down because I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I have it written down. So she said 650 each, and then she dropped it down because we bought the goat.
Yep, I remember that.
I think she said, I want to say she said.
What do you have written down?
I have 650 gold each, and I have a total of 1,200 after the goat.
Oh,
So
okay,
they
so
took
she
a
give you
100
50,
off.
yeah, so she took a 50 off each. Yeah, so yeah, she'll sell you 2 Revivify scrolls for 1,000 gold.
1,000? Okay.
Or, what did I say?
1,200.
1,200, that's
Okay.
it, sorry.
I was gonna take 1,000.
Nah, don't
Okay, so I guess I'd probably, at this point, because I want to have some gold on. Oh man, we have a lot of silver.
pay her in fucking silver, who
Yeah,
cares?
I think we're going to. Okay, so
It's 10 to 1, so
yeah, we'll do.
give it to her all in silver, who the fuck cares?
Well, we have 10,000.
I know.
I'm gonna give her 10,000 silver.
Okay, so that's, yep, that's 1,000 gold. And then you owe her 200, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just, yeah, knock off, or take off 20 plat. You guys got a
we'll do
fuckload of
20
plat, too.
plat.
Alright, there you go. Okay, so you can add 2 scrolls of Revivify to your inventory.
While they do that, would it be possible for, like, I guess, Gray and anyone else who wants to come along to like, ask the ore master if he has a map of the mines?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay,
I'll go with you. I'd like to meet this guy also.
okay. Would you guys like like me to pull it all up and do role play, or do you want to go sake of brevity?
Sake of brevity for me.
Yeah, we can fast forward it, sure.
Okay, so you meet him for the first time. Everything that I described last week still stands. Very lavish fortress, guards to the fucking teeth, as far as the building is concerned. You guys are brought in before him. He has just sat down. He has changed out of his normal formal wear, and he's now wearing a very large velvet and gold stitched robe. He's kicked back in what is essentially the dwarven equivalent of like a lazy boy recliner. His feet are propped up on an ottoman, and he has got the largest glass of fucking Fire Belly. You smell it as soon as you walk in the room, and he is sipping from it straight. As you come in, though, he greets you, beckons you forth, and through conversation, he tells you, we do not, it is written into our law that we cannot give maps of our tunnel structures to any outsiders, and he apologizes profusely, but it is dwarven law.
Okay, then.
Fine. Couldn't hurt to ask.
But he does say very specifically that it is very nice to meet you, Ree, and that he wishes you all the best. Oh, actually, he will also tell you this. He has picked the 2 magic items from his personal stock. He says that he will give you...
No talking ones.
What?
No talking magic items.
Oh, no. He says he is going to give you a coin purse of the pocket plane and a set of eyes of minute seeing, which, when placed in front of your own eyes, as you are looking at things, greatly improves your attention to detail.
Oh, That's useful because mine's abysmal.
On top of the raw gold bounty for each head that you were brought. Okay. So we flash forward, we'll say an hour and a half. You guys meet back at the... unless, I'm sorry, was there any other shopping that wanted to be done here?
No, I don't think so. Anybody else?
I mean, if there was that iron seed oil around, yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I would
other
ask
than
about that for sure.
Okay, give me just one sec.
I'd start with the tavern keep.
Okay, well, let's start with this. Give me an investigation check, and this will help us, sake of brevity, this situation along.
21.
That's a really good fucking investigation check. So, yeah, you ask the tavern keep, and he tells you flat out, absolutely, just go talk to the priestess in the Temple of Garl Glitter Gold. I know for a fact she has 2 doses because I bought 3 of the 5 she had yesterday for my tables.
Perfect. All right. So I would ask about that.
So, so while you are there with her, she says, yes, I do. I have 3 doses. Currently, and I make them daily because so many people in this town get into drunken brawls on a nightly basis that we have to constantly reinforce shit. But she will sell them to you for 150 gold pieces a pop.
I think I just need 1.
Okay, no problem. 150 gold pieces, please.
Okey-dokey.
Done and done. Okay, Kat, what did you have?
Yep, I don't want to take a ton of time. It's not a shopping thing. At some point when they're all doing their own stuff, I want to take a moment and just, because it saw it in my notes, I want to check underneath my glove and see how those scales are doing.
Oh, that's a good fucking question. So, yeah,
Especially before we go into an arcane mine.
Before we go into what?
A mine that's fraught with arcane dangers.
Yes. So, you take the glove off and you flip your palm over, and it's the first time you've done it in, 5-6 days? Like, legitimately? Somewhere right around there? 4 or 5 days?
We wrapped it. I got gloves. I have not looked at it since.
So, as you pull the glove off, you pull the bandaging off, which is sticky. And it's weird because you haven't felt it sticky since you have been firing your bow, acting in combat, sneaking. You've felt nothing of that sort. It's not until you pull the bandages off that you realize, almost like a bandage sticking to a wound that's been there for too long, that's trying to heal and can't because there's obviously something on top of it. You pull the last of the bandages off, and the scales, which were only a couple in the center of your hand, have now spread to the entirety of your tiny palm. But it stops. It is a dead stop. It's a full stop. Your entire palm, not your fingers, not your joints, not the back of your hand, not your wrist, nothing. Just the entire palm of your hand are little tiny white draconic scales, and it is cold to the touch.
Okay, I'm gonna ditch the bandage and just, glove back on. And, a little paranoid, check the movement, and when, since it sounds like I could move it, no, I'm just mental note.
Okay, understood.
And now I'm gonna, remember to check it more often, or I suddenly find that I've got a tail.
Oh, Doc would tell you if she knows that.
Would she, though? I should probably cut that fucking thing off.
And that's all I had.
And I know for Rhea, after she gets the oil, she'd probably just slather it on, or I don't know if I don't know if Doc would prefer to do that, or.
Yeah, she would probably kind of show her, okay, this is how you do it, so you can kind of care for it in case we ever have to do this again. So she'll show her how to do it.
Yeah, and as soon as you start to rub it on, she shows you the motion you have to use and the amount of force you have to use. The wood takes to it very well, and it feels like a sap. It's almost like a sap that is probably a day away from becoming amber. It is going to require some legit elbow grease. But as you start to get into it, it smooths over very nice, and it hardens almost instantaneously. And over the course of 2.5 or so hours, being careful so that you don't break it in the process, you do manage to cure the entirety in iron seed oil. And when it's finished, now you don't get the interior, it's only an exterior thing, but when it is in the closed state, it is completely immune to all regular damage. meaning physical damage. So that is slashing, piercing, bludgeoning, falling damage. I would even say force damage it is immune to, but if you move into the magical realm, it could be impacted by it.
Okay.
But it's very, very strong.
If I use it to try to block a lightning bolt, it's going to get burned.
Yeah, it's going to explode, yeah.
Yeah, maybe don't use it as a shield.
And then it's going to send hot iron seed oil sap into your face.
I didn't know this, I guess.
I mean, that's the least of your worries if you're getting hit
Right,
with a lightning bolt, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
You should test
Very
it out.
convenience at that point.
All right. Anything else that anybody wants to do for tonight?
No, nope.
Okay. So, Candace, did you have something? I heard
no, we're
you
gonna
partially
do-
stop on my end.
We're gonna do watches, so I think Doc would volunteer
Okay.
to do a watch with somebody if they want, or she can do it on her own.
Gray would be going with Doc. Because the last time he let her do it alone, it didn't turn out so well.
That's not wrong. Okay, so, again, for the sake of brevity, you guys go to sleep. You bed down. You take your watches. You have locked and barred the door, blown out the candle, and you rest peacefully through the night for the first time in an in-room together without any incident. And then morning comes.
Sorry, really quick. Doc would ask Gray at some point, what are we up against again tomorrow? I want to make sure I have my memory set properly.
Yes, according to what they've heard, it's ogres, the weird blue people we fought, giant rats, and giant bats.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you all come to about 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the 19th of Mujam. And the door is opened from the outside, and in comes the tavern keep. And he and two of his attendants lay out a massive platter of fresh pork biscuits with a cauldron, small cauldron, probably the same one they used the night before, like the little hot pot they had, full of gravy. They also, it's like sausage gravy. They set down a couple containers of milk. And then there is also you smell it before you see it, Bree. And then they also set down some fresh fruit, grapes. And then
A little bit of a flashback thinking about that milk. Meow.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys awake. You have your breakfast, and you prepare your spells. You set yourselves up for the day. What would you like to do from here?
Hitting the mines today.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's get these mines taken care of. And we will actually, she'll go through her inventory and basically just like kind of take out all the extraneous stuff out of her backpack that she doesn't need.
Okay.
And whatnot. I put 0 on that gorilla pelt because that's gonna weigh me down for sure.
Okay. I won't take detail.
I've ever been.
I was gonna say I won't take detailed notes on what you are
Yeah.
zeroing out, because if it's in your room, I'll be straight with you guys. It's not getting snatched from here. You've made too good of friends with this fucking guy.
Right. No, I'm just saying she's just taking inventory of all her stuff, taking stock of all.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were taking inventory. I apologize. I thought you said you were leaving shit.
Just making sure she has everything she needs and everything she doesn't need. And actually, at one point too, she will. So the Morning Star, what? The spikes, like what do they look like? Are they like part of the whole thing? Are they kind of like embedded?
Yes, so it looks to you like whoever forged the ball of the Morning Star, more than likely, when it was still partially molten, kind of like in its, glass-like form, like if you went to blow glass, they punctured it with a spike, and then they put an already crafted metal spike deep into it and kind of soldered around the edge, kind of to like glue it in place. So all you're seeing is, 2 inches of spike coming out of it, but damn well, especially after beating on things for, weeks with it, and who knows how long before that ball sag had been fucking smacking people with it, you can tell that they kind of move around ever so slightly.
She'll try to remove one.
Okay, make a strength check for me.
Yeah. She's not sure if she even could, but she's gonna give it a shot.
I don't know where he's going with this, but I like it.
Come on, natural 20. Ah.
Nah, it's pretty fucking lodged in there. You feel it rattle, but just like only somebody who has been around martial weapons for long enough would be able to feel that it has just a hair of give, and you do feel it, but man, it is still really lodged in there. If you know that if you were to like heat it up and then snatch it out of there, it'd probably be like butter.
Yeah, she's like just kind of fuck around with it for a minute and be like, all right, move on with my life.
I am going to drop a couple more things in the storage room and also, paranoid check it, but I am going to leave a couple other things.
Okay, and what are you leaving?
I'm leaving the book from the Beastkeeper's Sanctum, and I am leaving the secret dock item that I have.
Okay, understood. Yep, that is a me and her conversation. Okie dokie. All right, perfect. So yep, you no problem. You lock them up. Everything when you go in there looks exactly as it was the night before. Okay, anybody else?
So Doc would go to the tavern, keep once we go out there, and say I don't remember how many nights I paid for room 6, but I want to make sure that we've got at least a couple more, as we are apparently still using it.
How many nights did you pay for? I thought it was only 2, wasn't it?
I think I paid for 2.
Or no, you didn't. You paid for because you guys were going to stay till Monday at that point.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
So I did make sure I had it. That's right.
Yeah. So you've got it until he tells you flat out. Oh dear, you've got it until at least Monday. I think that's when our performance is going to be. And I'll tell you what, if your friend does well enough, I'll give it to you until Tuesday so you can have a nice rest over Monday night.
Thank you.
Because we're going to have a fucking party. Excuse my language.
Thank you very much. And then she'll have a seat and eat.
Okay. All right, so what would you guys like to do? You finish breakfast. You finish your ups and downs, left and rights.
Do I see that woman in here? The half-elf dwarf female?
Make a perception check.
That's 12.
You do not.
Okay.
Only other thing that's on my to-do list, which I'll do while I'm in the supply room, what is it going to take to get that Azurite into this birthday pendant of memory?
Make an intelligence check for me.
That is not a strong suit. Oh no, I've got absolutely no concept. It's a 2, not that it's kicking over.
Yeah, I don't see it kicking over quite yet. It'll come over, but if it's a 2, yeah, so, there it is. You know, as you're looking at it and kind of fucking with it, that it needs a professional. It needs somebody in the jewelry business to probably get this thing in there.
Yeah.
But, as you've eyeballed it before, you know damn well it could fit perfectly in that setting.
Yeah, she's not thinking about the fact that it's given her a little bit of a soft spot towards Grey for that. And I'm assuming...
Said no one ever.
No change in the skills now that I'm paranoid and going to be checking that probably every day.
All right. Yeah, there's no change. You said, I'm sorry, in the scales?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be checking it daily now just
okay.
I've got scales, that's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. There is no change in it as of this morning. Okay, so Doc, you were the only one that had suffered at this point any additional injury, and you still haven't healed yourself. I'm showing you at 35 out of 43. Are you still going to just hang out at that and just stay wounded, or?
I'll use I guess I would have done it last night. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's why I'm asking you to
I'll
retroactively get it in.
I will. Yeah.
Okay, so how many are you going to use? What are you doing?
I'll do.
Well, you had full spells yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's fine. You had like 8 spell slots?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so I'll just heal myself.
I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
you were saying it.
I also have some points off here, so I might just use the...
Yeah, I would have healed you.
Oh yeah. If you accept her healing, you don't have to use your
Okay.
your HD.
And I get my single spell slot back. Yay.
That is true. Okay, so really quick, I do have Doc at 43 out of 43. Aurora, strangely enough, 53 out of 53. Gray, 25 out of 25. And Ree, a whopping 81 out of 81.
No wonder you couldn't kill her.
I mean,
Dude,
still,
It's effectively double when she's raging.
I was literally just gonna say that it is like fighting a creature that has 162 fucking hit points when raging, because she's literally immune to, unless you are an illithid, you don't stand a chance. And if you're an illithid, well, quite frankly, fuck that bitch. I'm getting inside that head.
I was equally as impressed as I was mortified during that fight.
Honestly, so going into that whole situation, I had forgotten about the damage resistance thing with rage, and then as it started to come to fruition, I thought to myself actively, oh, what the fuck have you done, Candace? What have you done?
Tell you what I didn't do. I did not assassinate that bitch.
No, you murdered that bitch. That went from assassination to murder real fast.
It's really awful.
And it was gruesome and slow.
It was gruesome and slow.
Oh yeah.
Best night's sleep of my life.
Well, everybody else, we're the only two that lived through the whole damn thing, and Gray caught the very end where I was stabbing her in the heart.
That's what I'm talking about. It was a full-blown murder. All right, so you guys at this point head outside. I'm assuming you have had your breakfast, you've had your time. You go from the house of the Dwarf Lord Inn, and you make your way to the northeast where the iron mines reside. As you get there, outside of the iron mines, the main gate leading in, where there are a couple of carts sitting outside of that have been derailed at this point and dragged off to the side. Their contents have been emptied, but there are about 20 guards standing outside in front of this closed door. There's, I'd say, 15 spear and axemen, and then 5 crossbowmen behind their lines, and they are staying a good 50 or so feet away from the closed door, kind of facing outwards in a semicircle. But they're very, very laxed. They're not at arms. They don't even have weapons drawn. Like, the crossbowmen have their crossbows out, but they're not even cocked back at this point. What would you like to do?
Was this like this when I had done my survey of the town?
Yes.
For the past couple days? Okay,
Yes, it
that-
absolutely was.
Uriel just kind of waving. Morning, folk, gentlemen.
You get kind of a nod from one of the axemen that seems to be more towards the center of the formation, and he says, "Well, it's a good morning for you, I suppose, but I've been on guard duty all night, and quite frankly, I'm fucking exhausted. Something we can help you with, Goblin?"
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take care of your beastie problem in there, if you don't mind.
You're fucking serious. Oh,
Yeah.
you are fucking serious.
Yeah.
The first
Over
ogre
here.
or others that we've handled.
You're telling me that you, and I mean no offense, but a woman goblin, a woman gnome, and a woman halfling, and a fucking fallen angel are going to march into our iron mines and solve our problems?
Well, he's a guy, so...
Oh, right. Must be the one male. Hopefully you don't flip your shit down there and the evil side comes out and murders all your friends here. We know about you, Fallen Angel. We've heard the stories. See one of the guys kind of nudge him in the side, and he leans over and he goes to whisper, "Lucy, you can read lips, can't you?"
I absolutely can.
Fuck yeah, let me see. Do you know Dwarven? Oh, you don't
No, I
know
do not.
Dwarven. Never mind. The lip reading is just a bunch of babbling bullshit. But you see the guy kind of snap to attention, and he eyeballs you. He leans in and eyeballs you, and he goes, "I am so sorry. I did not realize you were the Grey from the posters. I'm very tired, very exhausted right now. I've been here for 49 hours, and I have not slept. I have been seeing giant eagles flying above my head in the form of shadows for about 16 hours. I meant no disrespect. My wife is very excited to see your performance on Monday. We're very pleased to have your acquaintance and your welcome, your presence here in Underhill. My apologies.
You're backpedaling so hard right now, buddy.
He's tired.
Why are you here for so long, man?
And actually, at that point, let me have Gray, Doc, and Aurora with my high perceptions. Give me a perception check, all three of you, please.
You know, you'd think I'd be on guard more considering the amount of dwarves that are here, but I am rolling like shit.
Honestly, a 13 is really not that bad. But yeah, the 23 and the 24, as you glance around, every single one of these fucking guys and girls are exhausted. Literally exhausted. Cheeks sunken in. Eyes, dark bags under their eyes. Some of them are bloodshot eyes. Tattered hair. They look defeated. The lot of them. And very, very tired.
Hopefully, we'll get through this. Take care of it, and you can all go home to your families.
He blinks. He kind of looks out at you and he says, I truly hope so. The ogres are vicious. They are very hungry. I saw them consume a dire bat. An entire dire bat in the midst of combat, where his brethren were tearing one of my friends and one of my compatriots apart. Be careful. There's not much food for them down there, at least not as long as they've been down there. They've had to have eaten all the stores by now, which means that they're probably ready to fight to the death for the sake of consumption. My apologies about the offenses. We'll open the way for you if you'd like.
It's okay, we all get cranky. I think we are ready to head in.
If we need to we will close the gate behind you. If we need to open it, it will take us at least 45 seconds to get it back open. Okay. So you're aware. But we've been given explicit orders by the Ore Master to shut away any who enter.
Okay, fair enough.
So he kind of nudges the guy that had whispered in his ear, and he looks down at him, and in Dwarven, which Ree and Aurora understand, he says, "Open the gate, brother." And he kind of nods, and he turns, and he walks back towards the door, and he and another guardsman grab onto this absolutely massive wheel, which is tied to this chain pulley system, and the chain itself is something that you would imagine that is hooked to the anchor of the Titanic itself. Massive in size. And as they begin to crank on it, both of them grunt and sweat profusely, especially in their exhausted state, as the gate to the mine. And he was right. As you counted out, Aurora, you especially being the tactical one here, you count out almost 45 seconds to the mark. And it finally, he grabs onto a large leather strap, and he wraps it around and ties it in a sailor's knot around the edge of the wheel, and it holds firm, opening the way. As soon as that happens, the first thing that you hear is the sound of rats and bats intermingling with each other. Hundreds, if not thousands of them screeching from within the mines. He approaches you, and he points down into the mines, and he says, "We were given..." Excuse me, that's the wrong fucking accent. Let me back that up for a sec. He says, "We were given explicit instruction on our way out, and on the return in to gather our dead, to perform the rite of... One moment, what is that rite called? We were told to perform the rite of bury it as soon as we could, only leaving the main veins open. So you will find many collapsed tunnels inside. Follow the tunnels that are open. Those are the tunnels that we were forced out of. That will guide your way.
Is this the only way out? That might sound like a silly question, but is this the only way out? Like, if we need to come out, do we just turn around, or is there another...
Unfortunately, because we have performed our burying rite, it is currently the only way out on this side of the mountain. Unless you push through the ranks of whatever the hell is in there and manage to find another way out. There are many exits within the mountain, especially pushing into Helmkarian territory. But on this side, yes, this is it.
Do we know if there? Do you guys know if there's like some kind of like, I don't know, fucking nest? This place like these guys like to mostly hang out, or did they drive you out and you just didn't get a chance to see that?
The problem is, and I apologize, little one. At this point, he kind of kneels to get down to your height, which is actually kind of, as he kneels, brings you below his height, which dwarves don't do that shit. But he looks up at you and he says, I've never seen creatures like the blue devils that are down there. The rats, the bats, yes. Ogres, sure. But whatever the fuck those things are down there, the blue creatures, the intelligent ones, I've never seen them. I don't know where they come from. I don't know how they got into the mines themselves. But when they did, they were capable of speaking to the other creatures down there and convincing them, all of them, that they were allies and that they needed to fight to gain control of the territory. And thus they did.
Alright. Well, yeah, we'll take care of those little fuckers.
Thank you, sister. And he reaches his hand out and he kind of clasps it on your big ass muscly bicep. And he looks down at his own hand and goes, oh, you're strong as fuck, aren't you?
Strong as fuck, boy.
My goodness.
We got this.
Godspeed.
Don't worry, we got this.
He
I would say get some rest, but you need to still guard, I guess.
We'll be relieved eventually, hopefully. Godspeed. May the eyes of Moradin watch over all of you. Oh, and he kind of glances down. Excuse me, I didn't realize we had not one but two glitter brights in our presence. May the eyes of the lucky lord shine down upon you.
And also with your glitter.
Thank you. And he looks just as content with that.
That's what you say, right?
It is now, yeah. Yep.
Absolutely, yep.
It's fucking canon. Alright. Hang on, I gotta take a note. Alright, what are you guys doing?
Heading in?
The tunnels we go.
I'm sure as fuck not going first, but I am. I have arrows ready. The second we step through those doors, I've got 2 arrows just ready to go.
I guess before we
can head in there first.
I guess as we walk in, Gray would kind of be like, we can all see in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I? Actually, I have not looked to see what I have for...
I don't
You
think
a halfling?
I don't think halflings can see in the dark. I think it's gnomes.
Yeah. I guess.
I don't think that she knows because she's never run into this situation in this new form.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually true. You guys have all fought in pretty decent fucking light.
I mean, we've traveled and you've been around nighttime.
You know what? That is actually a pretty fair point.
We were in the Druid Grove the entire time, though, which is very...
It was bright for the most part, even at night. But yeah, to answer your question, no, you cannot. I'm looking at your shit right now. You cannot see in the dark.
She's gonna do a little, half-step pause and say, well, I hope so. Otherwise, Might want to duck.
Oh, that does not sound good.
Okay.
Somebody give this bitch dark vision.
You want my torch? I got my green torch.
I got it. And, is it a touch spell? Let me check.
Well, I cannot hold a torch and fire about.
Well, it won't burn you, so just shove it in your backpack. Like have it
How about-
sticking out.
How about this
I
instead?
can
And
make myself a target?
What do you do, Gray?
I can make one object emit light if anyone wants. For free.
Well, who's going first? Because they should have the light.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Want me to put it on your morning star then?
No, I'll just use my magic torch.
Okay, I was gonna say, now just so you guys know, when you do use a lit object, people with dark vision, it does kill your dark vision. So that means that you only see within the confines of the light. It's only when you're in total blackness that you can see with your dark vision. Which is fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, what we want
Your torch is cool as fuck, so.
Yes, dope as fuck.
Okay, so you're gonna use your torch though, you're not gonna have an item lit?
No.
Okay,
Yeah, just
so
my torch, yeah.
okay, so what are you sacrificing for your torch? Your morning star or your shield? Because you do have to carry it.
I'll do my morning star.
Okay, understood.
I'll put away my morning star. Take out the shield or the torch.
Yep. Okay. All right. Understood. So, my friends, you begin.
Pull on it when the fighting starts.
Thank God you won't burn yourself. It's not hot.
Figured I'd rather take the hit if I have to first. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. Either way.
Yeah,
Yay,
this really is
yay
fun.
tanks. All right. So, you begin to traverse into the mine. And the mine itself is about 15 feet wide, which means you can walk 3 abreast as you head down the main tunnel. As you begin to head down the main tunnel, the gate behind you, again, Aurora, you count 45 seconds almost to the second, and it shuts, and you are in total darkness. And you find Ree in front of you with this green, the same green vibrancy of the ever-burning torch that you found in the sun of the Citadel, burning and guiding your way. There are lots of tiny rats that skitter here and there. And there are bats that fly overhead, tiny bats, as you progress into the mine. You travel for about a mile. A legitimate mile, at which a half mile in, you begin to decline ever so slightly, heading down under the mountain. You get to a point where your options are left or right. To the left, you see there is an archway that leads into a left or a western tunnel that the archway itself has been very meticulously blown, meaning that it is collapsed in on itself. The right, however, is wide open. What would you like to do?
Probably should go right. They said to follow where it's open.
Yeah, I mean, it's collapsed. We can't really, unless there's something in that thing we can loot. I don't know.
I guess, yeah, we could take a quick glance, make sure there's nothing that's apparent to loot.
Or any bodies, right? I mean, like they
yeah.
said they wanted to something about their dead.
Okay, so you look. Okay, whoever's gonna look at it, give me just an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll take a look because I'm up front.
Okay, and are you looking for anything in specific? I heard you say bodies, and what was the other one? Loot.
Bodies, I guess. Just or I guess another method of like, you know, how they managed to take this down. I guess.
Understood.
And Doc will say, can I help you? Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'll say, Garl, guide you to good luck, and just kind of gently pat her back.
And as she pats your back, you look down briefly, Ree, and you realize that your nugget flashes with golden energy, and your eyes kind of readjust to the darkness. Go ahead and add your guidance bonus.
That's what.
D4. Yep.
D4.
D4. I hate it. Do the roar. Okay. Oh, that's not fucking bad. So as you glance down, You see that the actual structure of this archway was built very particularly. It was built with wood in the center of stone, stone bricks, meaning man or quote unquote man-made, dwarven-made bricks that go along the outside, and then the interior is actually the mountain itself. There are large blast marks that come out towards you and then also go inwards towards whatever is beyond this area. And you see that 4 times in the arc, or in the arch, meaning to you that this was very intentionally done by an explosive item. You don't find any loot. You don't find any bodies. Everything is very free from that. However, on the ground below you, you do see 2 or 3 sets of footprints that are very clearly dwarven heavy boots. And they are standing around where you're at and then leading back the direction you just came.
Okay, yeah, so not finding anything particularly of note other than the blast marks and all that. She'll make her way back to the main tunnel and say, all right, so yeah, let's move on. Nothing to see here.
Okay. So, you begin to move further into the tunnel. Eventually, oops, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. How far is this turn from that entrance?
How far is this turn from that entrance?
A mile, said?
So, okay, so from where you guys entered to where you got to this crossroads, it was about a mile. From the left tunnel to the right tunnel, it was 5 feet. They were right across from each other.
No, from the entrance. What I want to do then, since obviously there's rocks and shit, rubble since there were explosions, I just want to stack a couple of rocks real fast in a quick formation so I can follow it in case we happen to get lost or something else collapses or we have something weird. And I'm planning on doing that every time we have a work.
That is fucking...
Yourself a bread trail.
That is fucking awesome. Take an inspiration point for that. That's really clever.
Normally I would use chalk, but my chalk died when I got assassinated.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whoever did that is just fucking terrible.
I
You
know,
should make
it's
sure
rude.
you get all your stuff first.
And I don't know if
I mean,
do you want me to
sorry,
say that every time we have a
I will say no. No, you have, at this point, you have told me that every time you have a fork in the road, you are stacking a specific amount of debris. You're stacking debris to show what way you came. And that is fine by me.
Cool.
And thank you. Okay, so as you begin to head down the right tunnel, you go down almost another full mile or so. It takes you guys a while walking and slowing. Can I have Lucy please give me a perception check for Gray?
Okie doke. 14.
Okay, understood. Thank you. So you continue further down this tunnel, which eventually goes from a 15-foot tunnel to a 10-foot tunnel to a 5-foot tunnel where you have to walk single file. Another 100 or so feet ahead of you, and you actually see a door, a stone door in front of you and closed, not collapsed. What would you like to do?
Just like a big wood. You said stone door or
stone door? Yep, it's a stone door. You see an archway or an archway, excuse me, just like the one that you had seen before, except this one has not been blown, and it is made of stone.
No windows at all. Just
no.
solid.
Yep, it is solid stone. What I will say is that on your side of the door, there is a wooden beam that is latched, kind of like a deadbolt from your side.
Okay. She'll, I guess, approach the beam and try to heft it off of it.
We should be ready in case there's something on the other side.
Yeah, I'll have my crossbow, my hand crossbow ready. Maybe listen before you actually open it just to be safe.
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. She'll give a listen. I can't imagine she'll be able to hear anything, but she'll give a listen.
Okay, make a perception check with disadvantage. Unfortunately, it is stone.
Yep, exactly. Okay.
I'll do guidance again.
Okay, yep, you feel that warm hand on your back, and you guys, all of you see it. Ree's nugget flashes with the guidance.
There's some awful rolls. Well,
That is pretty terrible.
here we go. Here's the guidance.
Get him
Yeah,
out.
that helped.
I mean, a 6 is better than a 1, I guess,
true,
but
it's
or
true.
a 3, but yeah, still. No, you put your ear to the door. All you hear is silence and the sound of your own heartbeat.
I hear. I think there's like drums back there.
Not me.
Like drums and like whooshing. It's weird.
Uh,
It's like they're drumming underwater or something.
Rhea, I think
That's you.
maybe you're hearing your heart because it's really quiet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. I don't hear a goddamn thing. Girl damn thing.
Okay. The girl damn. How have I not used that
That's
yet?
awesome.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's all just be ready. After you, I guess.
All right. You saw it. I think Kevin's still listening, but yeah, Ree will remove the bolt or the big cross beam and then try to push open the door or pull open the door. I don't know.
And I would like to have an arrow readied to shoot an ogre, Zvart, or dire rat / bat.
Okay, so the latch on your side comes up with ease, although it weighs at minimum 50 pounds, and you realize as you're lifting it, this wood does not weigh 50 pounds. As it slides up, you hear an audible tink and realize that there is a metal plate that has been dropped into the center of this fucking thing to reinforce it from the inside out. It's very, very heavy, but you open it no problem. And the door swings inward.
All right, Ree will pick up her. Well, she would have put down her torch like off to the side of the door, and then she'll scoop it back up and then try to shine it through, see if she can see anything through there.
All right, so give me just a second here.
We were told that they didn't do a ton of trappy things.
Well, they didn't do any
They
traps.
didn't. The blue guys might.
Let's see here. You've just got okay. So you've got I'm sorry. It's a ever-burning torch. Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, I only have it in my inventory as a magic torch.
Yep. I've got it. I've got it on my end. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how the fuck to. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Hey, look at this. Oh, I did it! Yay! You guys haven't had to use a torch in a long time. All you
Sure.
fucking night vision people getting murdered and brought back as people with no night vision. Okay. So, anyways, as you come in, I gave you actually a little bit more. But yeah, as you pop the door open, you can see ahead of you is a very short, very particularly built, meaning whereas the walls before this were all just rough cavern walls that were mined out and reinforced with like wooden beams and planks and shit. Now what you see ahead of you is an actual room. It is like masonry built up and around the walls. And then a stairway that begins to lead down. Also, there is a door, like an open doorway that leads to the right.
Hey,
Do I hear
Bard.
anything now? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Say, hey, Bard, how much effort does it take you to do that light?
None whatsoever.
Wonderful. Can you throw it on one of my arrows?
Absolutely. And he'll cast light at will. Is one of his awesome art.
Okay,
features.
perfect. Yeah, so he grabs the head of your arrow, and you see his eyes go from like the normal like dark and foreboding gray eyes to this radiant light that almost catches you off guard. Like, whoa, what the fuck? How did you fall? And as he lets his hand go, the tip of the arrow begins to glow brightly.
Well, when we figure out what the fuck's in here, we can always shoot an arrow into the center of it. Or not shooting into a blind wall. And I'm gonna tuck it into the quiver so it's not super visible at the moment.
Lasts an hour or so.
Damn, that'll be useful. Can you do it on multiple things?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just one at a time.
Okay, so...
Yeah, if I cast it again, so yeah, I get only one.
So I guess Ree will approach this door
Okay.
and kind of give a listen around the corner if she can.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a perception check, and then can I have a marching order, please? Who is behind Ree?
I think it's me.
Perfect. And who is behind Doc?
Gray, because I'm in the very back.
Understood. Thank
So
you.
bad.
I'm so dead.
She's gonna shoot you right in the back of the
I
head.
love it. I'm so fucking dead. He's just like, wait a minute, haven't I been here before? And she shoots him in the head with the light arrow.
Just giving him that Asmar like Halo again.
See me now, bitch.
Okay. Okay, so I've got a 21 perception. So you listen around the door. You don't hear anything from the room next to you, but from further on, somewhere down in this direction, you hear the very audible sounds of squeaking rats and bats.
Big or little squeaks.
You don't hear it.
That's fair.
All right, I'm hearing rats and bats down the hallway, but I don't think I hear anything right here.
How big do they sound?
Do they sound big?
I'll give you this for free because you're a dire rat totem barbarian. The rats are all over the spectrum, from little tiny babies all the way up to big old fat motherfucking mama gut hashes. The bats, give me a nature check.
Okay.
I love this music, by the way.
It all flashed back.
Yeah, this is my lost mine table. Or my lost mine. Oh, motherfucking nat 20 down to a 19. All right, I'll take it. I like that nat 20 anyways. Bats, same thing. Little teeny tiny babies who are still clinging to the ceiling. You hear, what sounds like fucking hundreds, if not thousands, of little tiny ones. And then there are a couple of big ones that you can tell when it drops like 6 octaves, that's a big bitch.
So we got a little bit of everything down there.
Squeak. I'm so glad we were on the same page because it was just popping into my head. All right. So, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I guess Ree will kind of pop her head around here just to make sure, nothing was actually there.
Okay, so as you glance around the corner, give me a moment to reveal. All right, so you glance in. Again, I give you a little bit more than what your actual light radius is, but yeah, you see into, as far as you can tell, a semi-empty room. Here, I'll give you this because I like dealing with angles, because angles make sense in Dungeons and Dragons. There you go, buddy. That's about what you can see. You don't see anything in there from where you're at. Actually, you know what? Hang on a second. That's not necessarily true. Okay, yep. You see a couple of boxes and barrels in there that, from where you're at, that appear to have been, like, busted open, kind of, like, scattered around the ground in splinters, but you don't see a whole lot besides that.
Okay. So, what do you guys think? There's a room over here. There's more shit down this tunnel. We can take a look through here, see if there's anything of note.
Whoopsie doodle.
Oops.
I just exposed all that. That's okay.
That's all nothing.
You
I
don't
see.
see any.
You're gonna see it eventually, goddammit. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, anyways. See, now, if I would stop being a cheap ass and pay for the dynamic lighting, I could actually set all of these barriers up and it just wouldn't be a fucking issue, but here we are.
Why don't we, what do you see what do you see down the hallway to the left?
I see room. Looks like a room. Looks like there's, I don't know, some shit in there. Alright, I'll just poke my head in there a little bit further to see what I see.
Okay.
Have a gnome sneak in.
All
From
right.
up.
And she's gone. Okay, so Ree, as you enter the room, first and foremost, the entirety of this place is very heavy, very musty. I don't know if any of your characters have ever been in an actual mine before, not just underground, but in a mine. The air is heavy with the scent of metal dust. It is very almost acidic, or yeah, it's very acidic in nature. It also feels damp, like moisture has nowhere to go, so it has just pooled and created big pods of moss, mushrooms, things of the sort. In here, though, again, the structure in here, ceiling goes up, and there is an actual ceiling in the in the part of the structure that you're in right now, as well as actual built walls. And what you see in here is something that looks like probably lodging for the miners at some point in time. There are tons of barrels and boxes that litter the room that have been smashed open. Some of them are intact, but you also see some bedrolls that are worse for wear. A couple of them just kind of like left behind. Besides that, not a whole lot.
Yeah, it just looks like a ransacked storage room or something. I don't think there's anything worth checking out more in here. I think all the fun stuff's down the hall there.
Okay.
She'll continue going down the stairs here.
All right. So, you can see down the hall ever so slightly, as well as into the next room. Give me just one sec. All right. All right, Ree. So, as you come down into this hallway, what you see before you is a room. Another room. Kind of a central room that that leads into this weird nothingness. There is something that kind of takes off to your east and to your southeast, and to your direct south. Over to the west, you can see rubble kind of collapsed in on itself that look like the structure of an archway. And that it kind of blocks the path leading to the west. But you do see, again, a couple of crates in here. These ones are unopened, as far as you could tell from where you're at.
Okay, but the sounds of rats are further south of here?
Yeah, they're like off. They're you can hear them kind of echoing from the east and the south.
All right. Okay, so
Now, mind you, every so often you do see a rat skitter out from the rubble and like disappear into a little hole in the wall or into a crate. And then, every 30 or 40 seconds, you see a bat just kind of like fly in and around you for a second, and then boom, take off back out.
I'm not worried about the little guys necessarily. Should I be worried about the little guys?
I don't know. I didn't do the rat killing before.
I don't know. Well,
He's only paying for the big ones.
What? No, I mean, they said he talks. The little blue fuckers talk to the bats, right? So I wonder, could they be like spies? Is that how this shit works?
I'm gonna say that we have a goat that turns into a tiny goat or a giant goat, so anything is possible.
Fuck yeah, we got a tiny goat.
Highly like.
I love that. That's the message you just got from it.
Most important part, I missed, and I got the goat part.
Well, why don't you want me to try to sneak past and maybe just sneak ahead and see what we can do?
You can't walk through walls, you asshole.
I
know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we got a room over here. We got a room down there.
Okay, let me try.
All right, give me one sec. Sorry, I just saw some more shit I got to reveal here. I got to pay attention to my fucking players.
With some help, I can go through walls.
You shut... Well, actually, you know what?
True.
No, that is
Happened.
true.
Can confirm.
And I do, since beasts
Motherfucker.
are one of my preferred, things to murder, I'm hoping to think back and try and figure out the relationship between tiny little rats and bats and, the big fucking dire ones and see, are the littles usually scarce when the dire ones are around? Is there, like, a pack order to them? Like, how do they play off of each other?
That's a really good fucking question. Go ahead and make a nature check for me.
And that should be I should have advantage for a favorite enemy.
What's your favorite enemy?
I have humanoids, specifically dwarves, and then beasts.
Give me 1 second here.
Looks up whether dire animals are beasts.
No, yeah. These dire rats are demons, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. It's not
Fucking
Jot.
demon rats.
Okay, so...
Demon closets.
This is the one I picked up after we, did the Druid Grove things. I was like, we've killed a lot of beasts. This seems fitting.
Okay, so your skill very specifically says that you have advantage on wisdom survival checks to track enemies, or intelligence checks to recall information about them. So I have just asked you to make a nature intelligence, so yes, you may gain your advantage.
Yay.
And thank you for that. No, it's so funny because people give rangers so much shit, but some of their abilities are really useful in particular situations.
Why are these not wanting to click over? There we
Oh,
go.
no, yeah, I got it on my end. Okay, so that is a 23. Okay, so yeah, the pecking order as far as rats are concerned. It goes mice, rats, rat swarms, which exist as an entity of themselves. It is just like bees or ants swarming.
I hate swarms.
Yep, then above that is the giant rat. Above the giant rat is the dire rat, and above the dire rat is the gut hash, and that's kind of where, and that's where the pecking order. That's kind of how the pecking order exists. So yeah, if you see mice or rats and still hear bigger or worse things, it's more than likely either swarms, giant rats, dire rats, or gut hashes.
Okay.
And you have encountered a gut hash, so you know what that fucking thing is. That you know what that is.
Horrifically poisoned. Part of the reason I have less restoration.
It was a disease,
Well,
but it was pretty nasty regardless.
yeah.
I got the
No one-
meat sweats, and I didn't eat any meat.
No one saw my skin stop being green for like 3 months.
That's fair.
Real life, it was horrible. But if there will still be mice around when there are gut hash around. They're not going to.
No, they won't flee from it. Their society, or their sub society, I guess I should say, is more of like a it's a hierarchy that exists off of like a matriarchy. So there is a female gut hash who exists at the top of all major rat food chains. I didn't think I've ever had to have this conversation as a DM, by the way. And below them, the males specifically are the lessers that follow said gut hash. And if there is no gut hash at the top, then it is the next most dominant male who leads all the way down.
So nothing pertinent enough to share, but things that are good to be aware of.
I mean, you can share as much as or as little as you want, but yeah,
Well,
that's the information you
I don't
get.
want to get close to them because I've seen what happens when we're underground and they're all clustered.
That
Death, not cheese fountains happen.
That's true. I've also seen what happens when you're underground and you're behind people and they just get shot in the fucking head. So,
Now I'm the tallest member, so I have to worry about that too.
you do have a lot to worry about. Yes, you do, Gray. Okay. So, you get down to this room. You realize that, yeah, there are a few entrances and exits to this room, but there's not a whole lot more than that. And you do continue to hear the sound of squeaks from this direction, down this little hallway here, and from this one down here.
Okay, I would stealthing at this point so that I can try to scope things out a little bit while everybody kind of stays put.
Okay, you're gonna stealth in the light of a torch, correct?
Well, I guess not.
Want me to put it out?
No,
for a minute?
you can. That's fine. But what I'm getting at is that if you do that, you're going to be doing it at disadvantage.
Right.
But you can do anything you want to in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Just depends on how you roll.
Hide the light for a sec.
Okay, yeah, she'll stuff it in her backpack.
Okay, yeah, and as you do so, boom, light goes out. Everything is pitch fucking black.
Okay.
Aurora
Now I
can't
will.
see shit.
Now I will. I'm gonna stealth, but I'm also going to. I'm also going to guide myself.
Okay, so you guys see this little, you hear like this prayer whispered, like this whispered prayer. There's this flash of brilliant golden energy from the nugget of Doc as she then ceases to exist. I don't even want to roll. I mean, you can just go fuck yourself with that roll.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you going?
Start over here.
Okay.
I just want to look.
How far is your dark vision?
30. Hold on, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach...
No, 60.
It's 60 dark vision?
Yes.
Aurora, this way.
So because I know that you are looking, I'm going to give you this light gray dark vision barrier so that you understand where you can and cannot see. So you get to this point, and mind you, you do see in all black and white. However, you can see straight ahead. Oopsie daisy, hold on.
I heard the Aurora this way whisper.
Sorry.
And slowly move forward.
Yeah, as you're like starting to push like on the walls and shit. And
Yeah.
Cat, you should have access to your character, so you can go ahead and move her.
Yeah.
Okay, so Doc, that's what you see. You see the way in front of you in all black and white opens up into what appears to be a ravine of some sort. And across from you, with your dark vision, you can just barely see the edges of what is another constructed wall. Not a natural occurring mine wall, a constructed wall. And then a ravine. As you look down towards the south from where you are now, you do see another room.
Okay, I'm gonna just slowly and
Okay,
quietly
hold on one
make
sec.
my
Just
way
give me time while you do this. Okay, so you glance down into the room, and you do see that there is another room down here. In the room below you, so in the room below you, you see lying dead. Not only is there a handful of barrels and crates that have been strewn about the room, a couple of them, again, are intact and unopened, but the majority of them are pretty fucked up. What you do see down here is that directly in front of you, meaning about here... hang on. Hey, I did it. Okay, so about dead center in the middle of the room, you see what appears to have been a wild fucking combat between two of these small blue humanoid creatures and a single dwarven man. They both lie dead in the center of the room. The two Zvart are on their fronts, lying down, like face down, and they have been beaten bloodied from the back. The dwarven man is leaning up against the center crate, the larger of the two crates, the square crates, I should say, and he is kind of got his head slumped down, and his axe is still in his hand ever so slightly. What do you do?
I want to try to sneak forward a little, just being cautious in case there's something else in here.
Okay, give me a sec.
I'm also going to wish that I could speak with Dead.
All right, so as you pop in here, you can see that, yes, this is a pretty fucked up scene in itself. Go ahead and give me a medicine check as you enter.
Okay. Can I guide myself?
No, this is a passive situation.
That's a 5.
Okay, so the best you can tell is that the Zvart have definitely been killed by this dwarven man. But something they did to him mortally wounded him, and he just killed them before he sat down and died. But you're not entirely sure how it went down.
Okay, but he's definitely dead. Okay. That's
Yes,
what I
the
wanted to make
the other thing I will tell you about this dwarven man is that about 80% of his beard has been cut from his face.
It's been a nice wig.
That's fucked up. Beaufort would be rolling in his grave if he had a grave to roll in.
I will say Gray, because I know his past perception is stupid, would probably certainly hear a very quiet, fuck, who the fuck stares in a fucking dark ass, as she, finds the step.
You can't always use the arrow.
That's true. You do have a very light glow coming out of your quiver.
Are you offering?
So first Doc will go back
Pull it out.
up.
It glows.
Yeah, and then I'm a target. It's gonna be for making other things a target.
There's nothing here right now. As far as
Ree will kind of be approaching you from behind Doc just to make sure you're not completely alone.
Okay.
Ree, you have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just slowly enter the. Sorry, I'm gonna slowly enter this other room.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Am I the only fucking person that doesn't have dark vision?
yes.
Yup.
Whoa. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Better fucking like it. I put a lot of work into what I do in research, my friend. Okay, so on that note, though, so you step out into the greater ravine area, and I'm trying to find where your circle actually sees here. Okay, so we'll say about that far.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Nope, that's not true. Okay, so that's what you see as you enter the bulk of what is this big ravine. You see, yeah, it's legit. It cuts straight across, and it heads east. You're not entirely sure what lies south of you, but there is a huge gash in the earth itself at this point. What you can see is that although there are two major structures, one on the west side, which is where you're at right now, and one on the east side that are quote-unquote man-made or dwarven-made, along the center and into the ravine, you can see huge sparkling plumes of iron and other minerals jutting from the earth where they have obviously been mining from. The sound of the bats and the rats right now from where you're at is absolutely fucking deafening. It is loud. What I will also tell you, Candace, is that from this direction down here, you got my ping on the map?
Yeah, I see it.
So from this direction, you see a very faint, flickering light. Yellow in nature.
Okay. Doc will, try to decide if I risk going through there or not. I guess Doc will head back,
Okay, you head back.
and once she gets to Ree, she'll say, "Okay, we might have somebody up ahead to the southeast."
Did you see somebody, or did you?
I saw light. We haven't seen light anywhere else. There's two up there. There's two like bridges across a gigantic hole, ravine, I guess. The one, and I'm assuming that this is north but
Yeah, we'll always stay cardinal directions on my maps unless I
know if
very
Doc would
specifically.
know.
Oh! Sorry, I thought that was not a character.
No,
comment.
it's okay.
I apologize. I'm a jackass. Fucking killing the role play.
Damn it. I think it's so this way, and she'll point like to where it was. There's a bridge, and then that way there's a bridge to get across it, and down that way, there was a light coming from that direction.
All right, so we should check out the light direction. Who the fuck is setting off fireworks?
Was that on your dude? I fucking felt
heard that?
even. Oh yeah, I heard that. I actually kind of started to jump a little bit because I thought it was outside my window because these jackasses are constantly throwing quarter sticks of dynamite. What the fuck?
Sticks
Hey.
of dynamite? Is that what you refer to as fireworks?
Oh no, that's not a joke. Welcome to fucking America, sir. That's not. We don't do fireworks here. We have people blowing off quarter and half sticks of fucking dynamite. They make them in their houses.
Yeah, back
where
in the
we're
forest
from.
preserves back here, because that's
Yeah.
smart.
Sorry.
That seems safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we regroup and we can head in and just plan to go down that way. We might want to explore what's up north so that way we don't get trapped, like between two groups.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
While that's happening, Gray would kind of like go back to Aurora as she's going down the steps. Because he can see her. He's going to go. I'm right in front of you. Grab onto my coat. It's the best I'm gonna do, because I'm not holding your hand.
She definitely doesn't jump a little bit at the voice.
And you definitely see her jump just a little bit because it spooked her.
And she absolutely waits for a second, and then realizes that she's blind as fuck and she absolutely hates it. And if she voices a complaint, it brings more attention to it.
So,
She's just gonna grab the cloak.
fuck yeah. Give me a dexterity check. Let's see if you grab the cloak or goose him.
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. At least in this. Is it gonna click over? Maybe. I'm no longer doing slow-mo rolls.
Oh, there. Oh, holy shit! Nat fucking wow. Well done. Okay. Yeah. So you grab onto the as soon as he talks, you immediately in your mind's eye visualize his whole being. You feel the cloak hit you, and you grab onto it, no problem. I'm a little sad about that, to be honest with you, but good on you.
You know, if she's gonna die down here blind, she's gonna die to something slightly more justified than getting, axed by a bard for groping him.
I've been axe, but sure.
And she mutters an almost inaudible thanks.
Just try not to fall down the stairs.
Who the fuck put stairs in a fucking... Yeah.
Or still.
Yeah,
Fucking
that
dwarves.
explains it. Fucking dwarves.
I guess he'll start like slowly making his way down.
Okay, so you are officially leading Aurora down the stairs.
There's
All
definitely
right.
gonna be like a few moments at the beginning where he's gonna like, forgetting that her legs are shorter than his, he's gonna like take a step and then it's like just gonna pull his coat's just gonna pull back. Or he'll like push Aurora forward.
Okay, so you get down the stairs. You start to turn. You see Ree and Doc standing there and conversing. What would you like to do?
You guys find anything yet?
We might have found creatures, I guess, down this way.
Good, something to fucking kill.
Are you good?
Fucking stairs. Yeah, I'm good. Let's just murder these things and get the fuck out of here.
Don't you have an arrow that lights up in your quiver right now?
Yes, and I can use that to see vaguely where I'm stepping in front of me, and also draw every other thing towards us.
Well, they have light down there, where we're heading.
Okay, fuck, let's go.
So Doc will try to lead the way.
Also, that light spell is more powerful than the torch because that light gives 60 feet of light.
Yep. Yep, it's just like dark vision.
Yeah.
I've got it currently bound on her because she has it hidden, and if it's hidden by an opaque object, it completely conceals it. So.
Because until I know where the fuck these things are, I would rather skin a knee or two than put an actual beacon on myself.
I 100% agree with that. Yep, couldn't back you more. Okay, so Doc, give me 1 sec here as you step out into the open and everybody kind of takes up their positions.
She will, as they walk through the the archway or whatever, she'll say, "Be very careful. It's like 10 feet until a giant drop."
So more stairs.
Well, I wouldn't call those stairs.
Okay, so you step out into the greater void. I need everybody stepping out here to give me a stealth check. Doc, that includes you because you went back and had a full-blown conversation.
Nice.
God damn, Ree. What the fuck? Okay, well, man, fuck you guys. Hey, there's the one that I needed to fuck up.
Oh, are you going up? 'Cause I haven't gone up yet. But I haven't rolled.
Oh, I was assuming you were going out there, so I'm assuming mine's whenever you go out. Because
Okay,
I am
guess
not letting go of this fucking cloak.
Guess I'll roll for when I go out too.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, that's actually not bad. Alright. So, Doc and Ree, you step out into the open. It's silent outside of the sound of rats and bats screeching in and or around you. Not in you, I'm sorry. That was weird and gross, and I apologize about that. I have no excuses for what I said.
Too late. That's already.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, you're all becoming bats now, so vampire that ass up.
That'd be kind of cool.
A little bit.
And you do see, Rhea, as Doc points it out, you do see the light just flickering ever so slightly from down in this direction. What would you like to do? And Grey and Aurora, what are you doing?
I guess we're just kind of waiting in case they give a, report of what's
Okay.
out there.
What do you think? Should we go north or you're going south?
I figure we need to get the halfling in light.
I see anything? Where are we going?
Going south.
Okay. Don't fall. Just walk forward.
You don't fall.
Don't fall? What do you mean by don't fall? Oh.
All right, so as you begin to step out, obviously you can guys see the map and where it kind of traverses at this point. You hear as Aurora is stepping out and saying, "What do you mean don't fall?" And she slips and she smacks into the back of Grey ever so slightly. And as it happens, you hear all of the quivers in her arrow, or all of the quivers in. Okay, all of the arrows, all of the bats in her body come screaming out at once. All of the arrows in her quiver shudder momentarily, and one of them begins to fall out as she has lurched forward and around the cloak. She grabs the arrow very momentarily. Unfortunately, it was the arrow with the light. And there is a burst of light that blinds you all for about 2 seconds. She slips it back into the quiver. Everything goes dark. Aurora, you are completely blind again, but you with dark vision, you do regain your vision. On that note,
Give me a listen.
I need everybody to touch their character in game and roll initiative for me.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, she's absolutely cursing, probably not quietly there too, because there's a fucking cliff.
It even caught you off guard. Like, as you hit him, you were like, what the fuck? Nobody said there was going to be sudden drops. And to be fair, as far as Aurora is concerned, although you have hunted dwarves in the plains of Trubenshard, you've probably never been in one of their mines before.
Stupid enough to go into home turf, where there's only escapes that they know.
Yep.
I don't know if my thing rolled or not, so if it does it twice, I'm sorry.
Let's see here. Weather, loss, tires,
My dice are no longer going slow-mo, but the clicking over is ridiculous.
Did you try uninstalling and reinstalling the Roll20 app? Or
The
extension?
120 thing?
Yeah.
No, I have not. I'll probably do it after this, since we're only, half hour left.
Yep.
It's probably because I changed my whole audio setup so that my internet's being like, what the fuck?
Okay, so the only one I don't have is let me check here really quick. I've got Grey, Doc, Grey, Doc. No, that's okay. I got you at 9, so hang on. Let me edge you. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. So I have Grey at 19, Aurora at 12, Ree at 9, and Doc at 8.
Yep.
All right. So So, flying up and out of the ravine, you see an absolutely... Well, let me take that back. Doc, Ree, and Grey see an absolutely massive, I mean, as big as a giant eagle, bat, swoop up, spin around in a circle, bat, and dive towards you.
Nope.
So it flies up here, and it is going to take an attack against Doc. Yay, I can actually do a thing now. It's been a long time since we've had combat, my friends. Actually, on that note, I'm actually zoomed out to 60% on the dummy account here. There we go. Alright. Okay, so let's see here. It is going to attempt to bite you. That is an 8. An 8 misses. So it swoops down at you. You see it coming as it screeches. That's maybe not the octave it uses, but it's the sound it makes. Squeak. And it's as it swoops down at you, it tries to bite you, but you dodge. You like bend backwards, and it misses you ever so slightly. You were the mosquito that got away. Grey, you are actually next, and I can't believe it. I can believe it, kind of. I don't like it, though.
Crazy. Grey is going to go turn back to Aurora, who just fell, and go, here, I'll have you make up for your mistake. And then try and cast Fairy Fire on the bat.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I can't even be mad unless you box us, in which case I'll be mad.
No, I can't box it. The bat has to save. Dex 14.
Yep. Give me one sec. I need to actually see what the hell this thing has. Oh, okay. That's a nat 20, so a 23. Yep. So you blast an incantation off of your drum, and as you hold your hands out, even though it is dark to you, Aurora, you still see the gray sparks that kind of erupt, the shadows that erupt in that area, as glowing pieces of magic, of arcane magic. And as they begin to fade, nothing takes hold.
Fast. And that's gonna be... I think that's just gonna be it for now.
Alright.
What does it take to drop an item?
In your environmental action.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm setting up creatures that are going to be moving here before somebody else moves. Okay, here we go. So, spilling from the boxes and the crates to the south of you, Doc, you see an absolutely giant fucking rat come out of the box and squeak and begin to lunge towards you. As it does so, it lurches forward for a bite. Lucky you, that is only a 9. It lunges up at you, desperately clawing at you, and misses, thankfully. All right. All right, so the rat from the northern side of the room also also rushes towards you. Unfortunately, had to double dash in order to get to you, so it can't do shit there. Unfortunately for me.
Fortunately for me.
So, from the room to the south of you, you see for those of you who have dark vision at this point, which is Doc, you are engaged in combat, so you do not see this, but Gray and you do see a small blue creature rush outwards, and as it rushes outwards, it looks towards, or it looks in your direction, and it, instead of acting actively and aggressively, begins to very loudly and echoey throughout the cavern squeak in different octaves, and as it does so, it vanishes back into the room that it came from.
That's our guy.
All right, so you guys see from the southern part of the room, those of you who have dark vision down in the southern quadrant of this map, you see along where the bridge is, coming out from the spot where you saw the flickering light, a swarm of hundreds of rats spinning around each other in a vortex form outwards towards you. It stops where it currently is. Aurora, you literally can see nothing. What do you do?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
It sounds fucking terrifying. The squeaks got real loud real fast.
Okay. So she's going to first say light, and she's going to close her eyes so she doesn't kill her own vision. As she grabs the arrow, just drops it at her feet.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, give me 1 sec.
Because I was planning on using it to, pinpoint where things were in a bigger room, but just having it at my feet should help.
Alright, so light is a 20-foot radius with a 20-foot dim. Got it.
Yeah, sorry, it was 40, not 60. It's my bad.
Actually, it's not. It's 20 bright and 20 dim. Dim is actually seeing at a lesser form of vision.
Okay.
Because Ree's torch is gone, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's in her backpack.
Give me 1 sec. There you go. And as you yank the light out, I need Gray, Ree, and Doc to all make dexterity saving throws, please. As you are.
I tried to warn him.
Okay, yep. Anything higher than a 10. All you needed to do was shield your eyes for just a second. So she yanks the light out and drops it at her feet, and now in that radius you can see everything in front of you.
Yep, and that means I can see the big fucker.
Oh yeah.
Cool, that's my prey.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see if I can sink 2 arrows into it.
Perfect. Let me grab prey for you. There we go. And All right, go ahead and take a shot.
So glad I stocked up on arrows, because that was a god-awful.
Yeah. Also, we have about 13 minutes before Lucy has to be off for classes tomorrow, so we're going to try to get through one round tonight and then pause immediately after, regardless of where we're at, unless it comes to 10 o'clock early. If it comes to 10 o'clock early, we're getting the fuck off because Lucy's got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Lucy.
That hits.
Oh, I said thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what was, so you rolled a 14. Oh, yeah, yes, a 14 does hit.
Then I'm re-rolling with Piercer, the actual base damage, because that was a 1, so that's going
Holy
to go
shit.
from a 9 to a 15 with the
Ooh.
first arrow.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Second shot, I do not
Give me
hit.
just 1 sec.
Okay.
Sorry,
I was trying to
you
get
know you
three.
fucked that thing. No, you fucked that thing up bad. So,
Good. It was loud sounding. Or big sounding.
all right. Yeah. So as you fire the first arrow, you punch through part of its maw, which is open, trying to bite Doc. And as it goes through, it pierces through its right wing. I mean, literally half collapsing it to one side as it's flopping and actively attempting to bite at Doc. Second arrow.
Okay, I do not get the Slayer's Prey damage on this, but I'm not bothering to turn it off because it's more castle.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe. Wants to kick over.
Oh,
So do
fuck
7
yeah.
damage.
Yep. So, as it flies up and out of the cavern, it begins to assault Doc relentlessly. As the light pops, everybody kind of like shields their eyes, and you see this thing, which is essentially blind, begin to reel as the first arrow goes through its mouth and wing. The second arrow goes up and through its throat, through the top of its head. It flops twice and then bounces into the cavern below it and vanishes.
Well, that's one head we're not getting. And she's gonna say to Gray, does that count as making up for it? And that's all she's doing, is she's already reaching for another arrow.
So from the south, you see another bat fly, another giant bat, I should say, fly up and out of the ravine.
There's so many things. I hate this so much.
Gotta keep going.
It's a big ravine. Alright, so. From the ravine. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it flies here, but unfortunately it does have to... let me just double check. I think it does have to use its move. Yeah. Oh, no, it had... Okay, never mind. It does fly up there. And it is going to attack Ree. And that's an 8. It attempts to bite down, and unfortunately for it, misses completely. Okay, this giant rat runs up onto the edge here and attempts to bite at Gray. $12?
Yeah, that hits.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's fucking lame, because I've rolled below 12 for all of these guys so far. Alright, so Gray, you take 3, 4, 5 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Okay. I actually had to roll again. It has pack tactics, so I should have rolled that with advantage, but it wasn't a critical hit, so you're good. Okay, the last giant bat is going to fly literally straight to its only open spot. And it is going to attempt to bite at Doc. Alright. 11. Nope. So, Doc, you are ducking. You are doing the 5 Ds. Duck, dive, dodge, dick, duck, dip, dip, doc.
Dick,
And the
duck,
last...
dodge.
Yeah, dick, duck, dodge. And you have absolutely no problem against these guys so far. Alright, Ree.
Yeah, so Ree will just kind of like recoil backwards from this fucking bat that just came out of nowhere, and fucking fly into a rage. and attempt to basically get this thing under the jaw with attack number 1. Okay, for all that. So 7 on the first one.
Okay.
And wind up for number 2 here. That.
15 does hit, yep, for an additional 12.
Okay.
So you smack it the first time, and you kind of like bash it to the side. It keeps itself aloft. You kind of rear back, and as you come over with the overhand swing, you smash it across the left-hand part of its skull down into its jaw, and you break them completely. Teeth shatter out of its mouth. It begins to spit blood on the ground, but now furiously attempts to attack you as it is bleeding out and has no chance of survival here.
She's kind of yelling in rage. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm gonna attack. Oh,
No, it's not your turn
I'm
yet.
not
Hold
doing
on.
anything.
No, you ain't doing shit.
Oh boy. Oh god, they keep coming. Oh shit. That's fine.
I bought 3 full quivers of arrows before this. I'm a little curious to see how many I'm gonna have at the end of this.
None.
None. Yeah.
Well, we can still see if gnome tossing is a viable sport.
I mean, come on. Alright, so back down to the first one that popped up. Okay, so you guys can obviously see on the map that there are a lot of fucking bats and rats coming up and out of this cavern right now. Okay, so. 10, 15, 20. So this one flies over to this spot and just kind of stops. Okay, they go over there. All right, Doc, your turn. So you see the little ones, by the way, as far as the bats are concerned, are swarms of bats. They are almost like a tornadic version of hundreds, if not thousands, of small bats spinning around in a vortex.
I hate it.
All right, Doc, what are you doing?
I'm going to attack this one with my short
Okay,
sword.
understood.
For fuck's sake, it's only an 8.
An 8 unfortunately does not hit. You swing at it, and as Rhea is bouncing it off of the floor in front of you, you unfortunately miss with the short sword.
Okay, I'll try with the dagger.
Okay.
15.
15 does hit. Go ahead and give me some sneak attack damage.
Take a dick.
14 total.
Perfect. So yeah, as the short sword misses, you kind of eyeball where it's going. It bounces up and off of the ground, and you run your dagger up and underneath its belly. You hit it like dead center in the chest and carve your way up through the center of it. It hits the ground, flops a few times, and bounces into the ravine.
I did something. Alright. I guess I'm gonna just prepare myself for these other ones that are coming at me now.
All right, understood. All right, so this giant rat runs up in front of you, but does not manage to be able to do anything. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Is your whip?
Yes, you did. Yeah, this is Dwarven Mines ambient soundtrack. Just, you know, they do things differently here in Underhill. Okay.
I see.
Okay, so... Alright, so you see a bat fly from up and underneath, giant bat, from up and underneath the southern portion of the area you guys are in now. All right, there's a swarm of rats that also spins into existence from a little bit, just barely out of sight from where you guys are now. All right, and a swarm of bats in its vortex spins around you, and it is going to occupy your space. So, here we go.
They're in my hair.
Nope, that is only a 12. So they do not manage to do anything to you, unfortunately. But they are currently occupying your space, and they are spinning like crazy, just all over you, in your hair, your mouth, your fucking arms, your shield. You feel them just smacking against your shield and bouncing off. It's terrible.
They're trying to be inside you.
The bats are inside me.
Desperately. Desperately. Okay, so this bat is going to hold its action. And that's that. Okay, so we are back at the top. But guys, we are at 9:57. So Lucy must be off for class because he's a studious boy in the UK. So we are going to hold here for tonight, and we are going to pick up next week at turn 2 of this absolute fucking shit show of bats and rats, which, to be quite honest, you're doing very well against so far. And yeah, we'll just kind of take it from here.
I feel like it was very important for us to succeed on a stealth check in this room.
Yes,
difficult for us to do that, I imagine.
I always answer questions at the end of a campaign as far as like stuff is concerned. There were at least 2 other routes that could have been obtained in this little area that just, yeah, you could have bypassed all this bullshit. But here we are.
Fine.
So many heads for this bounty if we can figure out how to get them out of the ravine.
Well, and it's also a team building activity, so.
Yeah, combat is always
Hold on to his cloak.
combat is always a team building activity, says the only one who can't see in the dark. You fucking halfling.
I had perfectly good eyes. It's not my fault. Detonated out of me.
That is true. Could you imagine if she turned you into a construct instead of a halfling, and you had a halfling's body but half-orc eyes? Sorry, that was some necromancy slipping out of me. DM will shut up now. Just these big-ass half-orc eyes and this little tiny halfling body. Like, what the fuck are you? I'm halfling. What's your fucking other half? Half-orc. Oh, God, so you're a quarterling? Ugh! All right.
I thought about asking Meepo, like, can you see? Because I know kobolds have dark vision. And I know Meepo has
That is very true,
Meepo,
actually.
take the wheel.
Meepo, take the... Wait, when are we going to get a Garl take the wheel parody? Yes.
What
all right, guys.
Become?
This moment.
Yeah, this has become a very weird party as a whole, so...
We were weird from the start.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, Lucy, it's 10 o'clock our time. It's like 4 o'clock your time. Get some sleep. Have a fantastic week at school, my friend. Feel better. I hope that the rest of your cold passes. And everybody else, have a great work week here in the States.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
I look forward to seeing you guys next weekend. And Kat, we will see you on Saturday.
Yes. Also, sound worked like this?
Your sound is fucking wonderful. It is the best it's been in 42 weeks.
Yeah.
Literally. I'm not kidding. It's wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yes. So keep that up.
It seems to have transferred to me, so take it back.
So take it back.
It's just a little of that Nigerian voodoo mama juju magic kind of rubbing off. It's, it's going to take a while to get adjusted there, Lucy. And honestly, Lucy, aside from that one hiccup, you were fine. You were fine. So,
Your power didn't go out, so there's that.
that is also true. Yes.
That's true.
Good night.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So we are going to take our... Oh, you know what? We're going to go raid Hex. I say we're going to raid Hex because Hex always raids our stream. So
Yeah.
our D&D stream at HEXLELICH. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate. This was a fun episode or a fun session. I keep calling them episodes. We're not those kind of streamers. It was a fun session. And I was so glad that we got to do literally a full 2.5 hours of roleplay again with these guys, followed by, a quick half hour of combat. this campaign is so unlike anything that I've done because everybody is so hell-bent on roleplay, and I fucking love them. I adore them for it. And I will never deny them of it, which is why I just sit tight and do my thing. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and raid here in 5, 4, 3, 2,